Hello, hello. Good morning. Hi, Jana, and other Lala in the chat. Uh, Hope everybody is well. Welcome to our monthly faith journaling thingy that we do on YouTube, unless we wind up having scheduling weirdness, which has happened a couple times. But anyway,
Yes.
welcome Mommy Lala to the channel.
Good
She's
morning,
been doing
Jay.
a
Thank you
really
so much.
cool. Oh, you're welcome. She's been doing a really cool streaming every day this month. Craft every day in August, even though I still
Hmm.
think it's July for some reason. So if you haven't been catching that, that's been over on her channel. Anything else going on with
Yes.
you that we should mention, Lala?
Just that. Very busy with that. Craft every day in August, and of course, some videos that's gonna come up later on for the Not Too Shabby Mood Board Challenge for August, and of course, some kind of card challenge videos and live streams coming up as well in August.
Oh, that's cool. That's her August one. Is that like pumpkin market paper, right?
Yes, one of that. Yes,
Okay, I
that's
saw. I
marvelous.
think I saw some inspiration with that, and I was like, "That's so cool," and I bought it. So be careful watching
Yay!
Not Too Shabby videos. You buy things. But today, I don't think I have anything super new going on with me. So I guess we can probably just jump into it because these always turn into relatively long streams.
We will try
So
our best to try to keep it as short
we'll
as we
try.
can. Yes, we'll try.
We'll
All
see.
right. So
But well, this
probably
time we at
yeah,
least have like. Oh, go for it.
that's okay. Okay, so I'll
Oh,
start
I was
with the
gonna
prayer
say
first.
oh sure. Let me. So let I'll remember. Let me. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Now my
Sorry. Yes,
slides
I
are up.
forgot. See, we do have a
So
little bit of a flow.
so
Okay.
I'll give you a little bit of background before I kick into it for real. But
Yes.
the Day of the Lord is sort of a thing that we've used a lot in popular culture recently. Like you probably seen it on a backpack or a bumper sticker or somebody's mug at work. And I thought it'd be fun to dig into this and sort of highlight one of my favorite passages that I really enjoy using out of context. But we can talk a little bit about sort of where it fits into the Bible generally. Um, so we're going to be reading from the book of Amos today,
Hmm.
and you may or may not be familiar with it. It's one of the 12 or so lesser prophets, which kind of fits at the end of the Old Testament. So
Yeah.
Amos basically lived in the southern kingdom of Jerusalem at a period of time when the two kingdoms were split, and then was
Yeah.
motivated by God to go and preach the northern kingdom. Their king at the time was very militarily successful, but
Jeroboam.
yeah, Jeroboam the second, he
Mhm.
wasn't a really particularly nice guy. So Amos was basically going up to the temple in a city called Bethel, which was had a relatively big temple at the time, to preach to people about being more caring towards the poor and other folks who needed
Mhm.
assistance. So it was essentially like, and as sort of happens with most of the Old Testament, things were going well, and then idol worship happened, and then some of the basically that's sort of when God would typically send prophets to say, "Hey, it would be great if you could do a better job." But because it's the Old Testament, it's a little spicier than that. But it's kind of like the reading we did on Jeremiah in that sense, and I think we've done a couple other Old Testament prophets over our series where it's sort of
Mhm.
like they're very much a mix of, hey, stop doing that stuff or bad things are going to happen, and then some positive like, hey, this would happen if you did better. So I think that's sort of where we sit. And
Mhm.
I will say hello. Sammy is here. Hello, Sammy. It is good to see you. Hopefully you are doing well as well. um I think we could just kick into the opening prayer because this passage everybody has probably heard before, but yeah, I think it'll be interesting to dig into a bit.
All right. So, again, thank you so much for joining Jay and I tonight. So, as usual, we start off our series, okay, our night with our morning with a prayer. So, Heavenly Father, we would like to thank you for gathering us today in your presence as we reflect on your word in Amos chapter 5, verse 24. But let's just roll on like a river. R- uh, again, but let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a river, never failing stream. We pray, Lord, that your spirit would move in our hearts. Lord, override Jay's preparation, Lord, and teach us to live justly, to love with mercy, and to walk humbly with you. May your righteousness flow through our lives, bringing through hope, healing, and truth to the world around us. We surrender this time, Lord, to you. All of these things we ask and pray to the mighty name of Jesus, Lord. Amen and amen.
Amen. A lovely prayer.
Start.
So, as as you heard from the opening prayer, this is the version from the New Revised Standard Version. I believe it's almost identical in the New International Version, which is the Bible I actually have out today, but it is. But let justice roll down like water and righteousness like an ever flowing stream. So that is what we are going to think about today.
Mhm.
And I think I'll just so the book that we're reading is essentially a combination of sermons that Amos preached when he was in Bethel. So basically, where this fits, it so in book five is one of those sermons essentially, and essentially the way the book is constructed, Amos goes and sort of critiques a bunch of places around Israel, and then book five is where he's really getting into talking to Israel. And my cat is here. Hello, Linux.
Hello,
So the
Lennox.
righteous. Hello. I can actually. So the righteousness here is sort of a hey guys, you're not doing the right thing, so God's going to come and sort of realign the world essentially. So the righteousness here is well, I'll save it for the analysis section. But I want to say, like this is not quite like we see this in popular culture, right? Is like something unjust is happening, and we're going to be sort of realigned. So often, this whole Day of the Lord thing has a much more positive context.
Mhm.
I think really in the Old Testament sense, right? It's the Day of the Lord is more like you were supposed to clean up the house, and your parents came back, and instead of cleaning the house, you threw a party, and they're really annoyed with you. So this is more kind of the vibe of like the original, but I think it worked really well as a call to justice as well. Um, and I did pull in so like at the tail end of the book of Amos, we wind up getting some good news in chapter 9. After we go through a bunch of cycles of hey, stop doing this, hey, stop doing this, like God's going to be very unhappy with you.
Why
But
are we like
after
that,
the
right,
day,
Jay? It's like
yeah,
we need to always be reminded.
yeah. And I
If
mean,
we
I
can
think
get
like a
away with
lot of
things,
them,
why not? Right? It's like,
yeah, I
uh,
agree. And if we like at the end of the book, there's this really nice section saying that like after all this Day of the Lord judgment happens, like we will restore it. Like, it's I mean, I feel like the book of Amos has some like very parental kind of vibes in that way. And like hey, I still care about you, but we have to restore things to back where that they should be. Um, so I think there's this trend of, you screwed up. I'm going to essentially I'm going to realign the world so that things are more fair again. But just because you're going to experience some hardship doesn't mean that we're still not connected very strongly. I guess that
mhm.
kind of gets into analysis. So I don't know. What
Yeah.
are,
But
what are your
there's
thoughts on
hope,
Amos?
right? That if you are in the
There
Lord,
is. There's
no
always
matter
hope.
how much you mess up your life, as long as truly, right? So you are with the Lord, it's just somehow you just lost your way. We lost our way, right? So the minute that we go back, the Lord will, make it right again for us. There's always hope with Him. That
Yes.
I think that's the difference
And
between hardship and challenge, where if you don't have the Lord, it's really eternal suffering. Right? But
yep.
if it's you're with the Lord, the challenges, the sufferings, might just be temporary and may actually give you good, right? Bring good forth in the end because, there is hope with the Lord.
Yeah, and we saw that in I think Romans as well, where it's sort of like
Mhm.
I forget the correct word here, but like there's sort of this pruning process of like, and
Yes,
that's sort of
pruning
the
and
day of the Lord vibe
chastening.
too.
Yes.
Like, yes, pruning and chastening are going to be a thing, and they're probably not
Mhm.
going to be very fun for you, but that it will eventually work out. I guess I
Yes.
will just let me switch my camera quick to one of them, whichever one that's the one I wanted. There we go. But I just wanted to show you.
Maybe
Actually,
you
let
want to
me
do that
just.
big, Jay?
Yeah, let me make. I'll make myself big. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Am I
there you
big? I
go.
am big.
Okay.
There's the cat. He's helping us. He's helping us to
Hi,
study.
Alex.
He's a fan of books. Anyway, but we're here in. So we're here in 524.
Uh-huh.
I love this Bible because it's huge and it actually reads on camera. But like,
Actually, I love it. It's
so
really huge.
So, well, and I can read it without glasses on, which I like. So if we go back, right, we have limit. So this chapter subtitle is "A Lament to Call to Repentance," right? And then we're talking a lot about all the things you should do better. And then we fast forward to chapter 6, which is after, like we're here. So chapter 6 is coming soon, and then it's woe to the complicit. So like this is a
Mhm.
very like, hey, stop screwing up kind of passage, but it's a fun. I think it's kind of fun. I mean,
Mhm.
I like the justice imagery too, right? I think that's.
Right.
And
So
I didn't do a word
sometimes people
study
ask,
in
right,
it,
Jay,
but
how do we live our life? How can I live? How am I supposed to live my life? So I don't end up being doing this all the things, the same things all over and over again. It's
yeah,
actually the solution is in the scriptures, right, Jay? So, as Jay mentioned, okay, so what happens? And if you are this, so there's a constant reminder, okay, from the scriptures itself. It's just a matter of, if you are intentionally seeking for it and then reading through it, you will, find it. All right. So, Jay, sorry about that. You were talking about chapter 5 from chapter 4 of
oh, I was just
Amos.
sort of showing folks where stuff
Yes.
was in. So we're still in the
Uh-huh.
middle of this. Like we're very much in the middle of saying, hey,
Mm-hmm.
there's the Lord's justice is coming, so you should really prepare yourself for that, right? So, I mean, I think I like that part about it as well, but I also like it just pulled entirely out of context because you can sort of apply it to any sort of justice you want, right? Whatever justice means for you, I feel like the Amos 524 fits pretty well.
All right.
But I think I don't have a lot to say about it because it's a fairly like I feel like it's a pretty straightforward passage as compared to like some of the parables and other things we dug into in the past. But
Mhm. So for me, when I read this, Jay, I was just like, as you know, normally when I read through scriptures, I do a precept by precept study. I
yep,
go through it word for word, right? So when I was going through it, so it's like, but let justice roll down like waters. So why do you think it mentioned roll down like waters? What
I
could
think
be
because
the mhm,
well, I think because a river never stops, right? Like this is a very
mhm,
persistent. Like you're not going to stop justice. Like you can dam the river, but justice will wash it away eventually, right? So it's a eventuality. Is that the word I want? It's kind of the word I
mhm.
want, but like justice is um hmm oh
Yeah,
shoot, what
I
word am
think
I
that's
looking
that's
for?
correct,
It's
right? So,
eternal, right? Like
mm,
it's coming. Like it may not be coming today or tomorrow, but it is inevitably coming.
yes, like if it's raining, right? So rainy
Right.
season, so you will always have water rolling down like the rivers, and it's unstoppable, and it
Yeah.
also cleanses, right? And in a way it could also mean that as Jay said, it's eternal and justice is active, active, right? So it's not as if um, justice is not, it's gonna sleep. Remember, we always hang on to when somebody or something bad happens to us and we feel that we have been unjustly, let's say, what do you call that, Jay? Unjustly uh,
Treated, punished. Yeah.
treated, or you have been unjustly maligned, or things they're saying about you not really true, or you didn't get the justice,
Oh
all
yeah.
right, that somehow you deserve. Okay, if you are a believer, that doesn't mean that the Lord is not fighting for you, that the Lord doesn't hear you, because His promise, right? It's in His word in Scripture, right? So roll down like waters. Okay, so justice. Okay, let justice roll down like waters. So it's gonna be powerful, widespread. So it's there. It's not gonna be like going away. But when, how it happens, that is something that I have learned to accept, that the Lord really, for me anyways, the way I understand it, Jay, is that yeah, I really need to trust, okay, in Him, that it's gonna happen. Okay, because the thing is, sometimes when
I
we,
agree.
right, when we want things to be done, Lord, give me justice. Okay, I think
But
this
when
is
we
the
want
best way,
justice, we
Lord.
want it like
Right?
right
Then
now,
by
right?
tomorrow.
Like we're not really content waiting, but
Yes. And
there's
the
a plan,
process,
and
right, Jay? Sometimes we want it done. No, this way, Lord. I want justice this way. But then maybe it's not the way it's gonna happen. But one thing is for sure. Okay, so again, let justice roll down like waters, and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Okay, so what does righteousness, I was like, justice, righteousness. Why these two words? You know, why righteousness? What's it with righteousness and justice? Have
I
you
think they're
like
both about. I guess my feeling is they're both about being in
Mhm.
alignment with God's plan, right?
The relationship
And I think,
with God? Yes, agree.
and I do feel that like righteousness, like I think there's I didn't do a word study on it to dig into
Mm-mm.
exactly what word was being used here, but I think
But I
I
think you're
think
right, Jay. I
there's
agree with what you said. That
I think
it's
there's kind of
actually
a modern like self-righteous thing people talk about, but I think this righteousness is like
yes.
essentially upholding Jesus's teachings kind of a
Agree.
righteousness. Like I
Absolutely.
like acting rightly, if you will.
So it's the righteousness through Him, by Him,
Right.
right? So that's why Jay said in alignment, okay, with God and the morals that He has, the moral integrity and compassion that He actually asked us to have. So it's not righteousness by us, righteousness through Him. All right. So just like what Jay had said. And then finally, that ever flowing stream. Okay, so unlike seasonal streams, right? So during very hot summers, or maybe El Nino, where really there's no rain for several months, right? So the rivers, the streams can dry up. But this, the one that the Lord is talking about in this passage, is it doesn't dry up. This stream is continuous and dependable. Again, a picture of sustained goodness. Okay, so again, the goodness, not the goodness as how we perceive goodness, but how the Lord says goodness is, and righteousness be done. All right. So I think that is in a nutshell, right? Jay, we have, gone
Yeah,
through
I guess the other thing that's
the
sort
main
of
passage.
interesting is
Yes.
like I always feel like the water references kind of tie
Mm-hmm.
back to baptism as well.
Oh, yeah. Could be. Yeah,
Not
right.
inherently in this particular one, but that's always
Mm-hmm.
sort of the like you think about like like later in the New Testament, like the
Mhm.
baptism of the eunuch and stuff like that, where it's like there's a
Mhm.
lot of water being the important like element in certain sacraments. If
Yes, because water is
religious
basically
tradition is
like,
into that,
yeah,
right?
yes, a very important part of, what do you call this? Showing the relationship, right? Of like,
Yeah.
yes, eternal relationship with the Lord. If somehow you got like what do I call this? Oh my gosh, this is me again, Jay. My memory is in and out. So sometimes I remember the words, oftentimes I cannot lately. So, anyways, so I'll probably remember that later. All right. So going now to okay, so going back to Amos 5:24. So
Hmm.
maybe in a nutshell, Jay. So what does in a common language. Okay, so let's just say because sometimes, one of the things that I struggle with when I was, a beginning, believer, and I was just starting to read scripture intentionally. Sometimes I cannot understand, and, like okay, I will try to understand and put it in a word or in a set of words that somehow resonates with me. So, in a nutshell, what do you think is being asked or is being the message, so to speak, for this one?
I think in context, the message
Yeah,
is
the word context. Thank you, Jake.
well, like
Okay.
no, like if you want to take it in how it was the sermon that it was originally part of, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. The earthly matters don't
Oh
matter as much
yes,
as God's
the
justice.
earlier verses, right, Jay? Yes.
Yeah. So I think if you take it in and of itself, I think it's just it removes that whole like you should be careful element to it and just is like saying like God's
Mhm.
justice is everywhere and it is persistent and it is ever flowing and and it is
Yes.
unstoppable. So
And
like
when you say
being in
Jade,
alignment with
yes. Sorry. Okay,
was
go ahead.
oh I was gonna say like and so that like you should striving to be in alignment with justice,
Mhm.
in being in alignment with justice is how you're meant to flourish, right? I guess that's my primary takeaway.
Exactly, right? So the word, but let justice roll. Okay, so for me, that is like a command, right? So that is what I am supposed to do. So prior to that, the verses, okay, the earlier verses stated, things that the Lord, despise. Okay, and somehow the Lord is rejecting showy worship without transformed lives. So, isn't that so relatable? Even for those who are actually believers. Sometimes we call it, Jay, like being very legalistic, right? So it's like, oh,
Hmm.
it's Sunday. I have to go to service because, I have to go to service. But when you're in church, you're going through your phone, your mind is wandering, right? So it doesn't really become the actual reason why we actually needed to go to service, and that's to worship and praise the Lord and learn, okay, through the process, right? So what else, Jay, do you think, okay, about this one? So but are you in agreement that
I
that
am in
is
agreement. Yeah.
yes something that a lot of people, including me, okay, that um,
I
we
was just
often
reading the
think
three
that
verses in front of it of the like I guess I could read them since I have them out. So like starting in verse
okay,
21,
mm-hmm.
I despise your religious festivals. Cross reference to Leviticus
Yes,
26.
uh-huh.
Your assemblies are a stench to me. Even though you bring me burnt offerings and grain offerings, I will not accept them. Though you bring choice fellowship offerings, I have no regard for them. Away with your noise and songs. I will not listen to your to the music of your harps. And there are some there if you have a cross reference, I guess I could
Mm-hmm.
someday I'll be like one of those professional YouTubers. And have my things together. But if you this is what I want. So if you look at
All
my
right.
Bible where the cat isn't, right? Like this is 524. There are a ton of cross references to
Mm-hmm.
other stuff in the Bible. So, but yeah, so I mean that's where we are, right? Like I love the message of justice in I'll say a little more positive context, but
Mm-hmm.
the actual what we're actually looking at is much more like, oh my, you know, like, but yes, it's saying like I don't care that much about the trappings of your worship.
Mm-hmm.
What I care about is that you are doing the actual moral, right? Like the core thing is what I care about, not
Yeah.
like how showy and pretty it is and like how fancy your church is.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just so easy to get what do you call this, hooked, or somehow it becomes a routine, right? So it's like, oh, okay, I need to give alms. Oh, I need to help. Okay, it's like, okay, oh, I gave $100,000, but you're a billionaire. 100,000 is nothing to you, but somebody who has only like $1 and gave everything, right? So that's again the intent, right? So how your heart is when it comes to, and I think that's what the Lord really looks into. So it's not really
Yeah.
just the act of doing things like oh, because it needs to be done, right? So I need to share, I need to do this, I need to attend service, I need to do Bible study, I need to do this and that. Okay, but really not understanding why you actually need to do that. That this is not something that is just as simple as an act that you just need to do so because that's it, right? So it has to, again, they said, Jay, right, that without the Holy Spirit in you, these are just a bunch of words, right? That doesn't
Yep.
really somehow relate to you, and you don't know what to do with them other than just head knowledge. So
Hmm.
so it's nice to be reminded that sometimes, right? So, oh no, I can't go to service, right? But if it's really like you're sick, right? So you cannot. Okay, there are other means, like you could do it at home. Nowadays we have
Yep.
virtual or online services, right? But you intentionally just not doing it or something. So just because you're busy or something. So that's the one that's different, right? Oh, hi,
I
dear.
agree.
Hi, Didi.
Blossom's here,
Oh,
enjoying
this is
the
Blossom.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
so
no, it
Blossom.
isn't.
Oh, okay. I thought this
No,
is Blossom.
this is Dee Dee. Sorry,
Hi,
it's in my profile
Didi.
picture.
Or the cat isn't keeping it real.
Yeah, he likes to help,
Yeah.
but well, it's interesting because I went. This is kind of off topic, but I went in was reading some of the wisdom books as a result of having a passage from it in one of our readings at church recently, and it's
Mhm.
sort of like, well, if you read through Ecclesiastes, right, there's a lot of like you can do all this stuff, but it's not actually going to get you there.
True, true. Also, this somehow also relates to being religious as compared to having true faith, right? So
Hmm.
religiosity does not equate to actually, having the heart for, others. Remember the command, the Lord said that, what is Lord? I forgot who asked it. Was it John? Is it I forgot. Okay, but I know that he asked, like, Lord, what is the greatest commandment? Of course, right? So it's love the Lord your God with all your di ba, heart, mind, soul, and the second is like it, right? So it's like love one another. Right. So, but to be
Yeah,
able to love your neighbor as yourself, and that is just so hard or impossible really to do, right, without the Lord. So in a way, sometimes we get away with doing not the right things by going through the rituals, right?
Yep.
So, oh, I
Phoning
went
it
through the
in.
rituals anyway, right? So other people can see it, but we cannot mock the Lord. The Lord sees everything, right? So maybe we may fool, or we may think that others may think differently, but with the Lord, He knows and He sees everything, right? So
Yep.
also that's a reminder for me as well, right?
Well,
So
yeah,
it's
one of the we had a slightly we had a reading from Luke that was essentially about the oh shoot, I should have pulled it. I'll add it to the I'll stick the cross reference in the stream after it's up, after I dig it up. But
yeah,
essentially that Jesus is like the kingdom of God is in everybody. So it's like it's not this thing that's going to just magically show up one day. It's a thing you have to actively build. So and my aunt made a comment that like it's really hard to see that sometimes, right? Like we all have people that absolutely annoy us, and it's hard to see them as like it's hard to see them as Christ-like, right? But like they are, and I think it's just an ongoing
okay.
challenge, at
So
least
when
for
we ask
me.
like, Lord, can we just love this is except him, or except her, or
Yeah,
except this group of people, Lord, right? So
right.
no, doesn't say love some. Okay, so no, it's like love your neighbor, or that basically refers to everyone. But that doesn't mean that I am always loving, guys. Just like you, there are really certain people that, oh, if only I can. Okay, but I know that what the Lord's command is. So when I have those kinds of feelings, I'm so blessed that one of my prayers is, Lord, if I'm doing something, please let me know, stop, okay, make way for me to stop so that I don't do it, right? So it's a prayer, and the thing is, we pray for that most of the time, but when it happens, we actually don't listen, right? So the Lord will stop us, but then we still, push forward. So when things like that happen, I really intentionally, pray, Lord, keep my mouth shut, put my hands down, right? So might as well just, be quiet, right? So
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Well, I remember you saying that like driving in traffic was like one of those times where it's like just kind of challenging to
It's a
be
true
calm
test
and
of faith,
loving, right?
Jay. Just going to church and getting out of the parking lot is like, oh my. Even after just you finish service, right? So again, it's
True.
impossible. It's impossible. But if we have the Lord, then that is the only way that it's going to be really possible. As I've actually
Agreed.
also experienced it in my 52 years of being here on earth.
Oh, and I will
Okay,
say good morning to Susan, and Wims popped in as well. Good to see both of
Didi.
you.
Yes. And Didi said, even harder online without seeing people and trying to hear them. That's so true. And sometimes I just really need to be reminded when some people are angry or some people are mean, maybe they're just also going through something. And it's just that they just need to vent it out. And it just so happened that whoever they see becomes a target, right? And if that happens to be you, right? So you're at the end of the brunt of that person. So that's
Yeah,
why
I
we
mean, my
often
dad is
say,
also likes to say that like you're not the main character in other people's lives, so like
mhm,
sometimes it's just not about you. Like you may
mhm.
be the person who got like yelled at or whatever, but it's
Yeah,
probably
so
not. You
maybe
may
going
not
through
be.
something as well. But then when you
Yeah.
are not feeling well, Jay, when you are also not having a good day, and that's something, like
Yeah.
something that's not right, so it is so hard to be like open-minded and say, oh, okay, maybe he's going through something, or
I
maybe
agree.
he's honking his horn because he really has an emergency or he needs to go to the bathroom. All right, something like that. Okay, so oftentimes, and I, pray, right? So you can pause, um, reflect, okay, and then what is A? I forgot what. Seek help from the Lord, adore, and then Y is yield, stop, right? So that acronym. So whenever you're on the verge of exploding or going to try and retaliate, so to speak, to that person who has been unkind to you. Okay, maybe we always can remember back to this verse that we're going through, right? That the Lord actually, His justice and His righteousness is something just like what Jay said, is eternal and is always going to be there. And if you somehow is going through something that seems to be unjust or not right, okay, and just remember that when the Lord says something, He is going to do it, and justice will be done. You will be justified. How and when, though, I also do not know, right? Because we are just simply really asked to, trust, have hope, and believe in Him, because as our God, He really can do all of those things, right? As He has, miracle upon miracle upon miracle of what the Lord, Jesus has done when, He was here living His earthly life. Okay, I can go on and on. You have to stop me, Jay, because we have
Oh,
some
I was just gonna
questions to
say,
discuss.
Sammy brought up a really good point here. It says that she
Uh-huh.
was just watching some talks earlier on how to deal with
Mhm.
conflicts in relationships. So, see what else we might have missed from our friends. Even harder without seeing people and trying
That's
to
a nice
hear
one.
them.
We
Yeah.
should try this, Jay. Stop, drop, and roll. Okay, that probably might release the anger that is built up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Just choose
Well, and I
kindness.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel like there's some hooks into other passages we've done from the standpoint of like, justice isn't necessarily your problem to enact, right? Like God's going to do that. So, like
Mhm.
from a certain standpoint, just putting it down and letting God deal with it also works. So I was trying to remember the passage. It's not quite an exact fit, but I think the first one we did together
I'm sure
was
Jay will be able to find it. He's so
Philippians.
good. He's so
Yeah,
good at
it was Philippians
cross
6,
references.
7, I think, which is more of a don't stress about things, but there's also a lot
Yeah.
of like, just like, you don't need to worry about justice. God's going to do that. You should just, you can be focused on what you need to do to be righteous, essentially. Um,
You know how it is, Jay, when they said that as you grow old, um, you gain wisdom as well.
mm-hmm.
Because I think that part of it is because we mess up so much as we age, right? And eventually we
Yeah.
actually learn that no matter how our place in society is, what your career is, all of these things that you feel you deem very important and you treasure can be gone in an instant. No matter how much you plan A, plan B, up to prime, up to zero, whatever, right? Things can always not go your way because you didn't, not because you did not plan, just because there's so many things that are beyond our control. So if we would stress out all the time about things that we really do not have any control of, that is going to be a miserable life, right? Because you're always stressed out. And who can relate to that? I can relate to that, right? So I am always anxious. That's why I said I'm recovering perfectionist, right? Because you really cannot be a perfectionist because there are one thing you can control, and that is yourself, right? How you react,
Yep.
how you're going to process it. Because, truth be told, okay, for the kids, the younger ones, the younger generation, right? So yes, you, especially the young generation, they're very intelligent, Jay, because they have access to all this information that we never used to have, like in my day, right? If I want to know something, I have to go like a library several miles away, right? And maybe that's even outdated, right? Because I don't have access
Hmm.
to some of the information. But nowadays you have, AI, you have Google, you have so many things. So they're very, very intelligent. But wisdom that you gain from going through life is not something that you can actually learn, or study about. It's something you go through. Okay, but through scriptures. Okay, and if you have somebody you are accountable with, like in a Bible study group, right? So it helps for you, okay, to have those kinds of mentors so that you can avoid the pitfalls that we have actually had gone into, right? So I am going into so many tangents, Jay.
Oh no, I was trying to look
What to
something
do when on
up.
fire? Yes, Didi, that's correct. Stop, drop, roll. Okay. So take a minute before getting angry. Exactly. Knowledge isn't the same as wisdom. Exactly. Right. Having a learning center, and I do after school support, academic and non-academic. I see a ton of very, very intelligent kids, but a lot of them, sad to say, because of being very intelligent, have become very entitled. And I would like to I actually become a counselor as well, right? So I also somehow slowly prepares them for what happens when you fail, right? It's like all the books you read nowadays. You're gonna be okay, you're gonna be number one, you can do this, you can do that, right? But the fact is, no matter it, you will always somehow, it's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So I think more than preparing our young generation to to be successful, I think it's, for me, more important to actually help them prepare for the pitfalls of life, right? Because especially if they're very
Yeah.
intelligent.
Oh, and I found the
um
passage I was looking for.
all right, go Jay, go.
Okay, so I guess in keeping, so this is the from the second wisdom book, Ecclesiastes, and the book is a weird book of the Bible in that it's essentially a teacher character or priest or ruler, pick your favorite
Mhm.
word. Essentially, the the professor. So people have also called him the professor character, who's the guy who talks for most of it, and he's kind of a downer, just FYI. But he was talking about wisdom, and this is the teacher speaking. He said, I
Mhm.
said to myself, look, we have increased the wisdom more than anyone who has ever ruled Jerusalem before me. I've experienced much of wisdom and knowledge. Oh, by the way, I should say he's a king in the line of David, just for background. Then I applied myself to understanding wisdom and also of madness and folly, but I learned that this too is like chasing the wind.
Mm.
So you can learn a lot, but it's not necessarily going to get you anywhere long term. So as you say, there
Mhm.
you can amass a lot of knowledge without amassing wisdom.
So,
So
young
always
generation,
good to
we
know.
learn from you, but also take heed, okay, of the wisdom that comes from the elderly, the us.
Yeah. Well, and I mean from people long before too. But I think we can get started with our journaling since we dug into this quite a bit. I don't think there's anything else we were going to hit other than an ending
Okay.
prayer, which I will kick us off with. Say, Heavenly
Yes.
Father, we appreciate your wisdom and guidance and
Yes.
really the learnings of past people who were prophets in your name. And we hope that you will guide us as we do some faith journaling and better understand how to apply the wisdom and the idea of justice within our own lives. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Jay, for that beautiful ending prayer. Again, thank you for those who are actually listening, are going to be watching this on replay. I hope that this might, if this is something that you needed to hear, right? So it's very easy if you still don't have Jesus in your life, just surrender everything to him. Okay, ask for forgiveness for your sins, right? And you surrender your life to him through prayer, right? And hope that that actually, this study that we're doing tonight truly impacts you, or this is, if this is something that you just needed to hear for today. All right, so
Yeah,
let's
and be aware, like
grab.
we all have, yeah, like, and we all have the Holy Spirit inside of us. So, like,
Mhm.
you always have guidance with you all the time. Like, so you're never really alone. But yes, let us
Yes.
craft. I will let us. We can just show both of us, and I will
Mhm.
switch to my Linux
Overhead.
camera. Yeah,
Okay, let me see.
as one of
Jay
our friends said, it's like half a Linux.
Athletics. Where's
But
Lennox? Oh, there you go. Hi,
so
Lennox.
what were you inspired by? I was like, I'm gonna pull a bunch of wire themed paper I've never used. So I have this really cute otter paper, but some of it, I think it has this really cool scene piece, and I
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to take the piece without otters.
Oh.
Well, I
Mm-hmm.
might take the piece with otters, but I like the idea of doing something involving like flourishing in water. Oh, there's a fish
Awesome.
that's cute too.
Okay, so in my case, Jay, the inspiration, of course, okay, it came from the scripture. So
Mm-hmm.
the mention of, river, flowing water, right? Justice. So in my time where I experienced one of the lowest points in my life, Jay, I actually went to what we call it here a prayer mountain. It's
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, it's about an hour and a half near my place, or almost 2 hours. And I went to that place and went to the part of that prayer mountain where I actually can hear water gushing through, like a waterfall of some sort, right? And surrounded by trees. So that is like the thing that I envisioned for, for my layout for this verse tonight. So I
Oh,
already did a little bit
so
of a
cool.
die cutting of, a little bit of waves for the water. And this is like water stream. If you can see, these are papers. Okay, that I don't know if you have tried gel printing or mono printing, right? So these are my excess. So from your brayer, right? So you still have ink. So I just brayer the excess ink onto several paper. And this one, I actually, this is where I got, and then I just die cut this, the image of like a river flowing, right? So I have this like die. Okay, and then I just die cut through that excess, or excess inks from my mono printing of so many. So that's why when I do mono printing, I always make sure that I have extra paper, so that when I have, excess paint on my brayer, I can easily brayer it off, like so.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Right. So, and of course, since I am doing it directly on my Bible, and this is an interleaf Bible, so, and since I'm doing a little bit of some kind of a mixed media technique, inking, something like that, so it might bleed through. So I did prep this J using white gesso. Okay. So I wanted white so that I wanted the background to be, because it's very thin, right? So I
Yeah.
wanted it to be opaque, so that whatever it is I'm gonna put on it in terms of ink will actually show. It's not perfect inking, and that's fine, because I just want a little bit of color to peek through, through the dye, to the cuts, okay, in this paper when I put it on top. So I'm just gonna be using different shades or different colors of distress oxide. I just don't know where I placed. Okay, so this is broken china. Okay, and
Ooh,
probably
that'll be
we'll put
pretty.
Yeah, we'll put a little bit of mermaid lagoon as well. Where did I put my wet tissue? Bad idea to actually do this, Lala, without 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 the use of you know wet tissue. Okay, so I'm just mixing them, not really minding if it's going to be a perfect blend. Again, as you can see, I just wanted the color to, how it is when you look at the water, okay, when you're at sea, right, Jay? There are
Mm-hmm.
actually varying shades of blue. It's not just one color blue, right? So some parts are a little bit darker, some are a little bit, lighter. So it does vary, and thus I want to have something like that kind of look. Okay. And then I will also add something a little bit on the top as well to just blend it through. There you go. So where is Jay? Why am I the one only here? Where's my dear
Oh, I just
friend?
made you big so people could see it. I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Boop.
So now I'm just
I'm
going
just putting
through.
paper on crooked, so there's
Okay,
that.
hold on, guys. I forgot because I was in the office earlier and I brought my favorite, adhesive. So I just need to get it from the bag. Just a sec. I'll be back.
No worries.
It is here. All right. So you know how it is. Maybe we could ask that, Jay. If you are a
Uh,
crafter, what's in your bag? Do you actually have scissors in your bag, Jay? Or an adhesive?
if I were going to a crop, I like to have a
No,
pokey
it's just
tool,
like
scissor.
every day, Jay. Like go to the
Oh
office or,
no, I don't
you
think I
know.
have any of the crafting stuff in my bag. Oh, someone was asking a question. Yes, I do a page a week. So every time we do a stream together, I do a page. So this is, I think, since about the beginning of the year, we started out with Philippians and did one about not stressing. I tend to also
Mm,
write out all the verses,
yes.
just because for me that's very helpful. Then what did we do? We did Romans 8, which is the best book in the Bible. I mean, according to me, which doesn't mean much. And then we did Fruits of the Spirit with our cool,
Yes.
a bunch of die cuts. And then last time we did Jeremiah. And now we're going to do some Amos. So I'm
Oh.
probably going to cover up this otter, which is too bad because the mommy otter is really cute. But I kind of would like to have the tag sort of here and then have the otter that's swimming be more of the focus because of the enjoying the justice kind of thing.
Now I'm
Which isn't
thinking
what the
if
verse is
I
about,
actually
but
have seen
it's
an
what I like
otter.
it. Huh?
I don't think I've seen an otter in real life, Jay. I am thinking
You can
if
see them
I
in
ever
zoos
have
in North
seen.
America. I don't know if they must be a
Oh, yeah,
similar.
maybe. Yes, it's like when they have the dolphin show and stuff, they actually
Yeah,
have.
they're
But I thought those are seals. Are seals and otters the same? I
otters
think
are
I've
in.
seen
Well, no,
seals.
otters are seals are have like a smoother skin. Otters are furry. I mean, otters are like a muskrat or a raccoon or something, kind of. Except
Oh, okay.
so they live kind of on the shores generally, but they're very playful to watch. So that's why a lot of people, including me, like them because they just always are sort
Mm.
of off living
I
their
don't
best
think
life.
we
But
have
yeah,
otters here, so that's why I think I've never seen one.
yeah, I don't know. For better or worse, like the animals that get all the press around here from Southern Asia are always like all the like cool snakes, and it's like I wouldn't
Oh
want
my,
those in my house, given the option, you know.
oh my gosh,
Well,
the
they'd be
other
allotted
day,
sort of
everybody
all
was like,
the
yeah, I was like, what's happening? I told my nanny, why is everybody on the streets? They found a snake in one of the neighbors, gardens. Like, what? I was like freaking out, Jay.
I think
A
I would too.
snake! I don't know even what kind of a snake it was. But anyways.
I'm not sure it
So
matters though. It's
interesting.
like
An
it would
otter.
all be not it'd all be not good news.
Yeah, so I told my nanny, make sure that all the, any place that somehow, an animal can pass through, make sure that we have like cover it with what do you call screen,
Hmm.
heavy duty screen. I like the fact that again this came from a braid of what do you call this from my monoprinting. Yes,
Oh yeah,
please. So since
that'll
there's
work.
like glue there, right? So I said, oh, and there's a little bit of a pattern because I actually created intentionally some patterns onto that one. I said this could be a nice take on, like a reflection or of some sort onto the water because this is supposed to be water, right?
Hmm.
But in a kind of creative way because really reflections are supposed to be like mirror images, right? But they are different color. So
Okay.
there you go. It's just this die cut has so very many intricate parts. So how do you actually deal with this, Jay? With
Which one?
gluing very 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 thin intricate parts of your die cut.
Pretty badly. I usually just wind up making a huge mess of myself. But well, I'm always impressed because I watch friends who use tweezers and the pokey and like the not the pokey tools, but like these gem pickup tools to like
Mhm.
very daintily like pick up things and glue them ever so slightly and then do it. But
Oh
I
my, I
usually just make a
cannot.
mess.
Exactly. Same thing
Well, and
here.
the silly thing is, I have reverse tweezers. I just never think of them until like I'm already covered in glue, and then it's kind of like, well, it's not really helpful at that
Mhm.
point.
See,
So I
this,
don't
this
know.
this
Have you
things
found
is
something that
killing
works?
me. It's like I already have a very thin tip for this glue. Still, I mess it up. I put so much. It's just a dot, Lala. Just a dot.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the. I feel like I saw someone who had a really good solution. Oh, I know what I'm thinking. Like, all those like teeny spellbinders flowers that people put together are the ones that I'm
Oh
always
yeah,
kind
the
of like.
paper pieced one. Yeah, Jan is
Well,
so
it's
good at
like
that.
I'm good with. I'll flip back to it once I die cut this, but like I'm good with like a flower with like a flower piece and like a center. Like I like that kind
Hmm.
of a flower, but it sort of like who is it? Honey. Whoop. That's not what I want. I think it's Honeybee who does like these flowers that are like a bajillion pieces, which are really pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like I think they're really neat, but it's sort of like
Oh,
oh my.
is that a new die cutting machine, Jay?
No, it's a Briacraft. I've had it for,
Oh.
so I had a Platinum 6, and the cat
Mhm.
knocked it off the desk one too many times. And then
Oh
it
my
kind of just,
goodness, really?
yeah, well, and it folds up like this one. So, like, one of these plates basically split open, and then, it was, I
Yeah.
don't know, 5 years old. So it was sort of like, when that, but I had learned about this machine because it's similar in design to the new Gina K machine,
Yes,
but
I
this
actually have that,
one,
but it's different. We call it oh gosh, what is the name of that one here? Okay, we have a different name for it. I think others say it's Byra or Bira. Here,
yeah,
what's the
that's what
name
mine is
here?
anyway.
Anyway, mine is actually I already broke that because that's the one I use for when I do commission work. So
Oh, okay.
about it has been used so many times that the gears inside always loosen. So I have to
Oh,
open,
okay.
remove the covers and then, screw them again. And after a while, it gets unscrewed again. So I have to open it again. So eventually I ended up, just getting myself a new one. But it
Oh,
has,
okay.
been very useful. I used it for a really, really long time. Okay, stormy sky. Is it going to be a stormy sky? Why
I
is
liked
my
it.
boat in China really dark?
I've been impressed by how much mileage folks have been getting out of the by the Scout, just because it's like it's bigger than the Sidekick, but also not quite as much to move around as like a 6-inch time machine. I've been curious about that, just as sort of a thing that would be handy to have. But
So true.
I don't know.
Jay, have you
I
seen
got an
my
elect.
episode where I did my like the day where I did die cutting machines? I think that
I
was my
think so, because
Thursday.
you have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I brought out almost everything that still works.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So
Well, I
that's
mean,
why.
like you're kind of in a different situation than most of us since you use it like for your business as well. I mean,
Yes. Okay. Used to. Now I don't do commissioned works anymore. Okay. But it was, very useful then. So now I said, but I do want like an Empress J. It's something that I really want. Yes, make that a want. Okay, not a need. It's just something I actually want. Did you see me almost topple down? Oh no, I didn't have my camera on. It was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, Susan was saying I was just gonna ask if it was a Byra. Or do you call it Byra? Bira? How do you guys pronounce
I've
that,
heard it. I've pronounced it Bira, but it might be
Bira.
Byra.
Okay, because you know me, I pronounce things differently often. All right.
Where'd you
So
do this? Like a. There we go. Have our little piece
there.
written out.
Joy. I do the same like you do since I don't want to write onto my Bible. I just write it into a different journal. Yes. So that's Wim's. If you want to check out some of Wim's entries on her journal, she is Whimsical Thoughts on YouTube and Instagram and
Oh yeah,
basically all
yeah.
the socials. Yeah. So you can check out, her the pages from her uh, faith or Bible journal. She hasn't jumped onto the bandwagon of doing it directly on her Bible. Okay, but as she mentioned, she does it very similar to what Jay's doing right now, right? But she does,
Yeah. Well, I
decorate
found. Did
her
I tell you
background as well. Yes,
I
Jay.
found a cool system that I have to write down so I remember how it works, but it's very much like bullet journaling in that you make a so that you basically so you pick out colors that mean thematic things, like
Mm-hmm.
God or creation or blessings or whatever. So use your
Mm-mm.
like you pick 4 or 5 highlighter colors to represent things you really care about pulling out. But then you also have like a bullet journaling like key where you can basically like just put a sort of a glyph in the margin, and then you can basically like draw a line and say like this passage reminds me of God or whatever. I thought that was really cool because I liked it because the thing about doing it in the Bible is it's like if I wanted to go, I don't know, it always feels a little weird to me, but it's not like I don't have 6 Bibles, and it's not like journaling in them would be bad, but I don't know.
I feel you, Jay.
I
No
feel like
judgment.
you're more restrained in that way. But like when I started getting into Bible reading, I was like, you know, well, even though I had, like I have the app that will just switch translations for me that I like using, but I was like, I like having physical books too. So I still have I have a bunch of different Bibles, which I like having a bunch of different Bibles because sometimes you just want to like read a book for real, and not be on your phone
Yes,
or
and sometimes it just
computer or
helps,
whatnot.
right? With the sometimes it's not as clear, and then when you go through a different translation, somehow, oh, okay. So somehow that word resonates with you better than what was
Yeah,
in the
yeah, that's
previous
how I feel.
translation. Yes,
Well, and I mean, the thing that's interesting to me is, regardless of how accurate or creative the translation is, it's like, depending on the actual verse, that may or may not be in line with the translation generally, right? Like,
hmm,
there's definitely places where you can, like, I don't know, pull something out of the New Living Translation that's technically more accurate than like what's in the ESV, even though the ESV is a much more literal translation. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to me. But then I don't know. Then I kind of fall down this rabbit hole of, I don't know if more literal is actually, is that helping? It's like,
I get
to
you.
me,
I
it's
feel
more
you.
like, you know, like I care about the thing that means the most to me, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's, I don't know, the most literal. I kind of need to do something here because this isn't quite even, because I think I cut this short. But we'll figure something out.
I just have to mute myself for a bit, Jay, because I'm,
Oh, no
drawing
worries.
this thing.
Let me see what I can find. Oh, I have washi tape.
All right, almost done with that. Oh,
Oh,
thank you so much, Didi. Oh,
I have
Didi
two
said I use
things.
both Bible and Bible art journaling. And she has followed Wims. Yay! Ah, okay. So this is how Susan says it. Bira. Is
Bureau.
that, am I saying it correct?
I
Bira.
think so.
Bira. Maybe I should rewatch their YouTube videos to find out. So what do you call the one from Gina K? What's the brand of Gina
The
K's
brand is Gina
machine?
K. It's called the Intercut,
Oh,
like intra and
intricate.
then cut.
Yes, yes, yes. That's it. I was like,
I don't
what
know if
was?
there's like a. I don't know if she has like an Asian or European. I don't know if she changes her names of the products or not. I guess I haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean much. Uh,
Intricate. Okay, interesting. Intricate. Interesting.
ooh, this would
All
work.
right.
Do a little planky thing, maybe. That's possible. Oh, here's
Okay.
some ocean things. Except they're in a river, so I guess ocean stuff doesn't work. Ooh, this would be pretty. It's just a border. Let's do that.
Okay. See, now I'm losing stuff. I'm starting to lose stuff. All right. So this is so me, guys. Okay, losing
I
stuff.
just have such an unreasonable amount of 6x6 pattern paper. It's like, I mean, did I buy that new Harvest pumpkin market thing? Yes. I'm just saying.
Can you
I do
find
have it.
it?
Well,
Is it there
that
somewhere?
one I think is coming. Oddly, I think that one's coming today.
Oh, okay.
But I liked
Have
it.
you
I don't know.
tried? You
I like.
should actually. Have you seen the fall florals paper pad
No,
collection? Oh my gosh, Jay, it is so
from
pretty. Okay, cover your ears.
Jamie.
I cannot find my sweet pie.
He has such nice stuff. Teresa's such a good designer.
True. Do you have? Can you see my alcohol somewhere there? Okay. Who designs? One of the people who designs for her, I think, is Teresa, right?
Yep.
For Jamie.
And she has I'm facing on it, but
Amazing.
she has a faith channel too. More of a faith journaling and less of a her main channel is more not too shabby focused, obviously, because she's their lead designer or
Mm-hmm.
their I guess not lead. I'm probably using the wrong word there. Not quite lead designer exactly, but like yeah. I mean she's the one who typically does a lot of the actual designs of their paper
They're
pads.
so good, right? So every time I see they're like, wow, how can they think of this and then come up with new products? Like one
Yeah, because I mean, I'm always like, well, I have plenty of fall. I don't need any more. How many more pumpkins do I need? But I don't know. They always do like an art style thing I really like.
so true. Actually, that's one thing that I've been like thinking of. If ever in the future, do I actually come up with my own line of products? Things that I like but are not available. But then I come, I think it's like, is there something that I don't like or I still want that's not out there? I feel as if everything is out there already, right? So, but still,
Yeah, I don't
still
know.
thinking.
I'm just
How about you, Jay?
interesting though because
Given
I
the
have like the
chance,
same.
would you
I don't.
want to come up with your own product? Do you know that Wims actually has a line that she introduced several years ago, but she wasn't able to like fully market it because she got pregnant and of course she had
Oh
Mira,
no,
so
I
she's
didn't know
got
that.
busy. Yeah, so she actually has
No, I
this
thought.
line of some of her handmade because she draws, right? She turned
Right.
into like she added those on bags and she actually gave me one of those for
Oh
Christmas.
wow.
And it's beautiful. Those are her, handmade or hand drawn images and then she actually uh added that into her merch, her bags and stuff. It's pretty.
That is
The thing is
cool.
she can create, right? She has the talent to actually draw it. If ever I do come up with something, it most probably somebody did it for me. I only like have the inspiration for it, right? But definitely I cannot draw. Okay, it's not something I cannot do, but I like,
I don't know.
doing
I
other
like so
things.
many things that sell poorly. I feel like I would enjoy making the line, but no one would buy it.
Why? Why
Like
so? We don't know.
well, it's like every time I talk to someone and I'm like, "This is my favorite thing you've ever done," and they're like, "Yeah, it sold terribly," and it's like, "Oh, okay." Well, it's like
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah, that's the thing, right? So they said, even as content creators, when you watch other content creators and then they share their journey, and then they would say, one of the things that I did wrong in the past was I was creating things that I like, things that I like, and not what the people actually would want, to see. Okay. And I think probably
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
I think
be,
that's.
yeah.
I mean, that's
But,
always
but,
going to be
but
a
then
challenge,
again,
right?
Jay, we are crafters, right? So sometimes, and I believe that since we more or less know the beat, so to speak, of the community. Okay, so
Yeah,
what we want, what we probably would want to have. Okay. Anyways, it's not as if it's gonna be a reality. Just thinking out loud. Because
you
I'm,
never
so
know. I
proud of
mean, like, I don't
so
know.
proud of Lynn, who has actually come up with how many products this quarter alone.
I thought her
Right?
snow globe thing
So
was really
yes,
good. I thought that was
the
super neat.
the globe, right? I actually got
Yeah,
mine just last week, Jay. I haven't actually really started to play with it because of the thingy, but it's this week, this coming week, I said I'm gonna work on it, and it's gonna happen.
I wound up
I will
picking up
finally
the
create.
paper pad for that. I didn't pick up the dies because I had a Simon Hurley die that seemed pretty. close, but
Oh, I did pick up the die. Okay, I didn't know that there was
I
like a
like.
paper.
Yeah, I may actually have it. So they had a snow globe themed paper. There was kind of a bundle that had all sorts of things. So it
Hmm.
was, well, not all sorts of things, but like it was like the die, and there's a stamp set that goes with the die that'll stamp like on the the curvy part of the snow globe.
Oh, I think I got that.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I will just. Okay. Okay. After this. Okay. Let me check. Cause it's actually here beside. I have what you see. Okay. So it did come with this thing, right? So with the lights.
Yep.
The lights. I don't even know how to do the lights though. I have to watch that. Then this pouch. Okay, and
Oh,
this
that's cute.
one.
Oh, look at
Okay.
those enamel hearts are cute.
The paper that came with mine, I'm not sure if it's the same as yours, Cozy Christmas.
Yeah, I think that was the one that I
Yes,
think the
and with an
Cozy Christmas
ephemera.
ephemera has some like snow globes
Yes.
inside the ephemera that I think I saw.
And this one I actually created and I'm gonna post it soon. It also came
Oh,
with the
neat.
pack. It's a like coffee, and I use the Easy Wonder Die number
Oh,
one
that's cute.
to create several cards. I am supposed to post it the other day. Haven't. Oh, this is the one you're saying.
Yeah, so like those will fit.
Ah,
Like if you look at the die set, there's like a base for the snow globe, and those are I think slightly curved so they fit on the base. Yeah,
so
so like
that
that base
one.
piece. Yeah, so I think you can
Okay,
put
that
all sorts of
one.
sentiments.
Oh, so this is for the holidays, but actually you can use it for different kinds of. That's why I got interested
Yeah,
because when I saw what our other friends actually were creating with them, not just for Christmas, I said, "Whoa, this is really
yeah,
a nice one to actually use, not just as a snow globe, just a paperweight. It looks like a paperweight, right? So that comes, it can be,
right.
different topics. All right, I think that's it. So what do I
Right.
not have? Is this the collection,
No,
right?
I
This
think
is the one, right?
the cozy Christmas was the one I was thinking of.
All right, okay. So you know how it is, Jay. FOMO is real. FOMO is real. So if there's
Well, and I mean
something
it's tricky because it's like there's so much. What was I? So not to be an enabler, but like,
not to be an enabler.
well, I don't feel bad about it because I know you're not really a Halloween person, but like
Mhm.
Spellbinders did a Halloween countdown calendar this year, and that thing sold out very
Oh
quickly.
yes, Jay. Did you get one? I was like thinking of you
I
when I saw
did.
that. Okay,
I
have you
did.
started a
I
series on that? Did you?
No, I think I'm gonna start September 1st and do like
Oh,
13 days in a row.
but you know what, Jay? Spellbinders is so good with coming up, with advent calendars. Not just like this one, Halloween advent calendar
No,
series,
all of theirs are really good. I'm
right?
just curious about so like the price point on it was $50, but
Really?
it's
How many? How many
for
dice
13
was it?
days.
13
I
days,
well, but
50.
the inspiration they posted
Oh, it's a little
was
pricey, huh?
I guess, but I'm hoping that like you'll get dies that are dies you want. If you know what I mean, like sometimes in advent calendars, like there's such a small die set that you're like, well, I don't know when I'm gonna ever use this thing again.
Yeah, so
But
true.
the inspiration they posted, I don't know if you remember it, but they had sort of this. Oh, I do like that. My colors match now. That's cute. They had like this monster birthday set at one point that had like dragons and sort of that kind of thing. It's very cute. Like it's a very cute Halloween kind of thing. If
So this is something that they've been doing. I didn't know about the Advent Halloween thingy. I know about Stitchmas and the actual Halloween. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
well, the
but not
Stitchmas one
Halloween.
was a little Christmas. You mean? Uh, yeah, the Stitchmas one I never got, but that one looked really. You did that, right? I feel like the Stitchmas one looked pretty neat too.
Yeah, I
Wonder if I
actually,
could.
it was just so stressful for me. You know, the
Oh
the
yeah, I
Stitchmas.
remember that.
No,
because
because
you were doing them live and then stopped doing them live, I think, or like we'd
oh
pre-stitch
no,
them and kind of do
I
the
did
card.
them live. It's just that I struggle with that big time, Jay, because of the what do you call that? The I insisted on using what do you call that? Um Glittered, what do you call that?
Oh, I see. Oh, the floss, you mean?
Yes. And they're so hard to thread. So finally, it's a good thing that Don was there. And Don said, go get yourself this kind of needles where there's a break in the middle. So instead of
Oh yeah.
actually pushing it towards the hole, there's a break. You can just pull it like that. The thing, though, is since it's easy to put in, the thread can actually easily go out. So it goes both ways. But it was fun. I had so much fun.
That's
So if
good.
ever you're
I
gonna be
thought
doing an advent calendar series, Jay, which manufacturer do you want to feature
I don't
this time?
know. I want to do one this Christmas, and I haven't decided. I've never done the pink and Maine one, and that one always looks interesting.
Oh yeah.
Spellbinders I might do. A lot of the recent Christmas spellbinders kind of hook into things in their kits. So I feel like the
Mm-mm.
spellbinders one would be dangerous because you'd want to buy whatever the thing is that goes with the thing.
It's a good thing I'm
But
so far away. Right.
yeah, I
So
mean, you at least have the shipping thing to kind of make you pause and yeah.
yeah.
But
But then
I
when you
was
see
highly naughty
others
and bought
doing it,
the.
Jay, it's like, oh,
Oh yeah. No, I said I wasn't
I
going to buy
get
the
it.
Spellbinders Christmas kit this year, and then bought the Spellbinders Christmas kit this year. So, oops.
Oh, is it out already?
Yeah, it came out whenever the August. It came out. No, it came out before that. It came out.
The advent calendar, Jay?
No. The Christmas card kit came out
Oh,
last
card
month,
kit,
I
card
think.
kit. All right, got it. Whew. I got
The
scared
Advent
at
they
the
haven't
last.
released yet, although everybody's saying it's happening like soon-ish. Well,
No,
everybody,
not
but you know.
yet. Not yet. No budget yet for that.
We could
Wait.
do.
In the USJ, if you work for a company, here in the Philippines, we have what we call your like bonus, like your 13-month pay, something like that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So normally it
We
gets
don't get
released
that
for.
for Christmas, but we get something similar in the spring. So if you're a good budgeter
Oh,
person, you would probably be able to do that. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. What's that? Oh, that would. I kind of like that though. I kind of like this floral. I'm thinking of making. I was cleaning my desk and I was thinking I could make a little floral mini envelope and put that somewhere, just cause it doesn't make sense, but it was an
true.
idea I had.
Okay.
And it's journaling. It doesn't necessarily have to like necessarily make sense as a could you do this in real life kind of way. But I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad Spellbinders kept doing their Christmas kits.
Okay. So what is this that Susan is saying, Jay? I'm not familiar with this one. Maybe it's the card.
Oh,
She said, I wish they had a full paper pad of just those adorable sea turtles. Was that the one that you
she's
sent
talking
me
about
before? Or is
yeah,
this
she's
new?
talking about the not too shabby watercolor cuties. I didn't said
Oh,
Susan said that. So
yes.
I don't know if I think I still have the pad. We'll
So that
see.
was last year?
Yeah, it was. Let me see if I can find it because being on their design team is dangerous, though. Don't do that because you buy all their paper. I mean, you get stuff, but then you are like, you know what I
Ah,
need? I need more
more.
paper.
And of course, there's a
Uh,
special discount, right? So,
well, and I don't know. This is probably just a me problem, but it's like, oh, here's a pad.
yeah, I don't think it's just you, Jay. We can all
Well, it's
resonate with
like if
that.
you work with a brand, you're kind of like, well, I'd like to do something for them. So this is the
Yeah.
pad. and
Oh,
unfortunately, we'll see if I still have
beautiful.
one.
Is it glossy or
I may.
matte paper, Jay?
It's sort of a semi-gloss. It's not
Mm,
completely matte, but it's pretty close. And
nice. It's like you
there,
already did the mixed media. It has that mixed
yeah.
media kind of look
I
or
guess I don't have
watercolor.
it, but you can kind of see here. So there were these cute turtles, and you have one on it. I sent you a card with one, but like they were the cut
Yes.
apart piece in these. But
Mm-hmm.
much to many people's disappointment, they're on the other side of the teal paper, which also I don't have any left of. But it's actually this might be a better paper to work with because there's like a blue. Oh, this blue is a very watery blue. We could work with that. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I think myself and others were just lobbying that, like, Not Too Shabby released just a turtle ephemera pack that was just the turtles. You know,
Hopefully,
like just
they
really.
do listen, right? So probably it's coming.
I mean, they might do it at any time. It was just sort of it would be, and it's tough for brands because it's like they're planning
Yeah.
things so far in advance. I'm sure it's sort of like if somebody's like, this thing is really fun. Can you make 5 of them? It's sort of like, well, I'm already sort of scheduled until 2028, but sure, But I don't know.
Yes, right. So how they come up with like at least a year in advance, right? So it's amazing.
Yeah, who was it? Simon Hurley was in Elizabeth's chat.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
and
like
I think he
this.
was live earlier, right? I think I saw him live earlier.
He
Is
might
it
have
right?
been. He's probably
Yeah.
released something new by now. But it was
Yeah.
we were talking about this was in the spring, and he said at that point he was developing for Christmas next year, basically.
Wow.
Like, oh, and then this
That
is,
far in advance, huh?
well, it kind of makes sense. Like, dice take a long
Mhm.
time to make, and you figure you would have to. Oh, I like that. It's like it
And
makes
then
no sense, but it
you
brings me
also have
joy.
to make samples still, right? Or if you have a
Well, right. I
design
mean, like
team,
obviously
yeah.
you probably have. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a dye manufacturer, but like I would imagine, like most things, it's kind of like you'd wind up having to like get a sample and approve it before they could make a bunch of them.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It's always interesting, but I do wish they would release a bunch of ephemera of the turtles because that would be cool.
Yeah, I love that, turtle card of yours. It was my background for quite a long time. I don't know if you remember, it was there for a very,
Oh
very
yeah.
long time.
Well, it's always interesting because it's like I should probably just send you a Christmas card now because I know it would be there in time. But it's like you never. I mean, like not you don't know. Like mail to the Philippines from here is always kind of like
Yes, it's like a lottery. If it arrives,
well, it's
but
like it
so
could
far.
get there. I think what they quote is like 30 business days or something, but it's like
Mhm.
I've had it happen where it got there to you pretty quickly, and then other times where it's been like
Yeah,
well, I sent
yeah,
it. I
over
mean,
a month.
I think you got something from someone like a year ago.
No, it was the other way around. I sent it and they received it. Blossom did.
Oh,
Blossom. That was Blossom. That one's gonna go down the history of the longest mail ever
yep.
to
She was
reach
talking about
anybody.
the
We have actually given up on it,
yeah.
Jay. I actually sent a new one already because I don't think it's ever gonna come. So actually,
Yeah.
what happened there, Jay? Eventually, they explained to me what happened. All right.
Oh,
So when like the Philippine Post, okay, sends over mail, let's say to the US. Okay, so they have like documents, right? So
yep.
and normally they have like official like carrier, so to speak, that is in
Okay.
their I don't know what you call it, in their records. And what
Mm-hmm.
happened was, for some weird reason, the plane that was supposed to carry that set of, that, what do you call that? Anyway, that all of the things that were there that was supposed to go that day, they used a
Hmm.
different carrier. Lo and behold, when they it arrived in the US, it got rejected. They didn't accept
Oh
it
dear.
because it was, it's a different carrier. It wasn't supposed to
Yep.
be the one that we're supposed to use. So it went back to the Philippines.
Oh my.
And it took them quite a while to actually, fix that issue. But it did eventually get sent a year and
Oh, okay.
something later. Anyways,
Well, I don't know.
that's
It
the.
reminded me of like mail during the pandemic, where it was like this time of year, and like Christmas cards were still showing up because it was
Mhm.
like the way the U.S. system works for whatever reason is like if something's already late, they'll do that. They'll work that later. They'll try and turn around new mail that they can get out on time, right? As opposed to like working on the mail that's in
Sticking
the
it to
we have to
that.
still deal with it pile. So it's like it took
Mhm.
a long time until they got into the we can deal with it pile. And then it was kind of one of those things where it was like you were sort of like, oh, I don't remember this, but sure, why not? But I don't know. It was oh, these are cute. We can bling ourselves a
I
little bit.
actually need to stop putting things in here. It's starting to look like a big hot mess. Okay.
But I don't know. I've told people, probably you, like I'm happy to get any kind of happy mail. So like if it's a Christmas card and it's in July, I'm not mad about that.
Oh yes, Happy Meal
So
is always, Happy Meal. It's such a blessing to receive from friends, especially if they're from, outside. Because number one, it's it takes a while to actually send it. You have to go to
yeah,
the. So there's intentionality, and you guys are very busy. So I absolutely appreciate getting, really the name is perfect because it's really a happy meal. Happy meal. So a happier mail if it came from somebody, okay, and it is
yeah.
a
Well, it's
gift.
not a bill, so I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
that's sort of the
It's not a
when you hit
bill.
the adults, you're like, well, it's not a bill or whatever came yesterday. Oh, my condo complex is changing their billing software, so I'm sure that will be a joy. But like, hey, good news, we're doing a system update, and all your stuff's not going to work. Have a nice day.
Oh my.
It didn't say that, but you know what I mean. It's like every time people change billing, like payment platforms for everything, it's
Yeah.
sort of like, yeah. My idea with the envelope is like the otter is getting the good news of the Lord, but I'm not sure if it works. It kind
Oh,
of
that's
looks like
nice.
someone discarded. I need like a little letter for the otter to read, which also doesn't make sense because he's swimming. But this whole thing is very whimsical. We're using
I
that
love
word,
it. And I'm sure Wims who's in the chat's loving it as well.
but I don't know. These are just fun to do because it's like I don't know if you're doing like a card you're going to send to someone or as like an actual project for somebody. It's like you're sort of like the card should at least sort of make sense, but I don't know. Whenever I'm doing stuff for myself, it's like oh well, whatever. There's tropical trees in the Arctic. It's fine. If I enjoy it, it should work. Should do a little inky bits. I do like how the one last time came out though,
Thank you.
but I just really like the image too, so that doesn't hurt. Oh, thanks, Dee Dee. I don't know. Sometimes it just is like, well, I think without this, like this kind of makes sense, right? Because otters eat clams, so like the clam being here, even though it's technically a sea oyster, not a clam, like it's this all sort of makes sense. The letter is just like, hey, it's just here for some reason. But if I glued a little piece of paper in there, it would have been kind of cute. I think I glued down. Yeah, I glued down the flap so it would lay flat. But I think it kind of balances all these other little bits. So I think it's fine. I
I
guess I could
love
do
it.
like
I love the composition, Jay. Amazing.
these are. I got these as Happy Mail. I still need to find a way to use them because I really like them because uh, they're basically like die cuts that are on a little foam dot that I'll probably put more foam on because it looks sort of unstable. But
That otter is a. It's not part of the paper, right? It's like an ephemera.
no, this is part of it. This is all the paper
Oh,
using the
okay.
paper. But I also have a stamp of him. So like
It's
this
so
is.
pretty.
I guess I don't have a stamp of him, but I have stamps of other otters. I got this because like otters are really easy to color because they're basically brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like technically they have sort of this belly that you can do another color, but you can just I like animals that are like one color because then if I'm like not really feeling the urge to color, like it's really good for that. Like,
Okay.
well, I'm just gonna bust out like a tri blend or one marker and we'll be fine.
So true, so true. I love it, Jay. Okay. Didi said I just ordered some of Simon Hurley's stamp pads. Is there a new color, new collection, Didi? I'm sure there is. That's why he was
He
live. Probably.
released empty foam and felt pads, so he didn't release any new colors, I don't think, but he released blank pads that you can fill with reinkers
Mm-hmm.
in the so like you know how this is printed, right? The top is not coated on these, so basically it looks like this except there's no color, but you can ink blend whatever color is on the pad on top of it, so you can actually tell.
Oh, so Jay, it's something like the distress line, something like
Yeah,
that.
and I mean, like, I don't think it's not really a new thing from the standpoint
Uh-huh.
of a lot of manufacturers have sold blank pads for a long time. Um,
Oh yeah, I have that. It's like
but Elizabeth has some cool videos up where she's done like
like
gradients with the
this, Jay.
pads, and
Something like
yeah,
this. You have a blank, and then you
yeah, it's
can.
like a blank exactly. And
Oh,
some
but this
people
is
have done
for
like
ugly.
rainbows and gradients to sort of do things that you couldn't do with a normal pad. But you can also just use
Mm.
them like for whatever color you want, which is kind of I don't know. I'm kind of surprised they did that, but I'm interested to see how it comes out.
Oh, definitely looking out for what T and you and Elizabeth's gonna come out with that. I'm sure they will. Okay, so who
Yeah,
is like a
Elizabeth has done
design
some
team,
really
right?
cool
So I
stuff.
know that Elizabeth is T also, right? Is
Yeah, I think T and
yeah.
Elizabeth are on the design team because
Uh-huh.
they got them early. I have some coming or they arrived recently to play with, but I got them mostly because they're colors that I like the colors, but I didn't like the felt pads. But that was very early into my crafting journey, so I think like if I had them now, I think I would
One of
like
my
them
dreams,
better.
Jay, to actually join you. Remember that craft, face to face craft thing that you join every Christmas within the neighborhood?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you planning on joining again this year? Where you created like 50, what is it, 50
Oh yeah.
projects?
Yeah, probably. I'm signed up for next year. I had a lot of I mean, it's always fun. It's it's so different from like an expo in that it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing all this work ahead of time, but I don't know. It's sort of like when I start getting when I get past Christmas cards, then I'm like, I have to start thinking of a project, and it's like you don't want to do the same project you did last year.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm very me about it, and I like the actual like it's got to be some kind of weird fun fold, which is fine, but I think the one that interestingly the one that won last year was uh, a card created off of one of the Spellbinders die sets. So I think there are just a lot of people who like cards that are like more is more kind of cards. Like, I don't know, like those Suzanne Hughes sort of like, here's a card and there's 30 die cuts on it because it just looks like there's a lot there.
Okay. And now I'm interested. I mean, like they are saying there's it's foam and felt pads. So, what do you mean? The foam is the applicator?
Yeah, so like this pad, like this is a
Uh-huh.
pad. This pad is made out of foam,
Uh-huh.
and like if you had a distress pad, it would be made out of felt. So they
Uh-huh.
have both blank foam and blank felt pads because,
And then you can
um,
mix it onto those.
yeah, and people are
Oh.
very particular about if they like foam or felt pads better because they just behave differently. You know, like foam pads are,
Mm.
it's really easy to get a really saturated color, but it's really easy to over ink things too.
I thought that for pigment inks, normally they use those kinds of pads, right? The foam. And then the
Yeah.
harder ones are the ones that they use for dye inks. So now Simon actually came out with a product that, hi there, Lennox. What do you think of Jay's work? I think he's saying
You want
I'm
to sit on the
hungry. So
saying something that's
he's giving us an opportunity to check which one you actually want to use. Is that it?
yep. Because there are people who definitely. Oh goodness, you. Here we go. I'll share.
It took
No,
away half.
but I mean, there are people who really like the nice thing about the felt pads is that it's a lot easier to get light colors out of them, right? Where the foam
Mm,
pads, unless your actual ink is light, um, it's just hard because
yeah.
like the foam pads are going to give up so much ink so quickly.
Yes, it's very juicy. Yes.
Yeah, so originally the Simon Hurley pads were the original line was in felt pads that came out, I don't
Mm.
know, a bunch of years ago. And then
Mm.
the Stellar ink is the same ink formula only on a foam pad.
Mm.
So those came out earlier this year, but in I think it came out in 12 colors. 8 of them were returning and 4 were new. So there are colors in each line you can't get in the other line. So I think they came out with the pads so you could basically do whatever you want,
Awesome. Jay,
depending on
Susan
how
is
many pads you want to
asking.
buy. Mm.
How many pads? What do you call this? Susan's asking, can you tell more about that face-to-face event that you
Sure.
actually
So
attend?
yeah, so the way it works, say I depending on if you remember these were kind of common in the close to my heart Stampin' Up world, but there was this idea of a shoebox swap where basically
Mhm.
you would so the creator of the swap provides both a kit for somebody, but also there's a shoebox full of stamps or dies that you would use to actually make the card. So
Oh.
the event is a 50-person shoebox swap. So everybody makes a project, and you start the whole event by getting 49 kits that aren't your own. You can do your own kit if you want to, but and then
So
you
everybody
basically have
gets back a 49 boxes in the end, correct?
yep. So everyone makes 49 projects when they're done, or doesn't, because
Wow.
making 49 projects in 3 days is a lot. Um,
Wow. How many were you able to make the last time? You did 49, right? You gave
30?
away 49.
No, I gave away 49. I think I got it. I was in the 30s somewhere, I think, for my projects.
Wow, that
But
was
it's tough
fast.
because you find people and you want to chat and you enjoy chatting with people and it's I never get them all done, but it's also not that big a deal because usually the piece you miss is like, hey, I don't have a focal image, but like we all have a craft
Ah.
room full of stuff that we could, if it's like,
So it's not
well,
something as if like it's for like 100 and million, 100 things you need to do for one layout. No, something just
no,
simple.
people have been pretty good at like making kits that you can put together in maybe 15 minutes or less. People have done a lot of last year there were a lot of people who like pre-assembled more intricate dies. So if you think of
Mhm.
like, I don't know, like a spellbinder's flower, right? Like the flower was pre-assembled, which I wouldn't do that probably because that would be a lot of time. But like something like that where it's
Oh, the
like
layering
and
ones. Yeah.
and the pieces are always pre-cut. So like the thing that really takes time is coloring if you want to color something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's true. Especially if it's
But
me, because
people,
I don't even know what colors to use. I struggle with that.
well, and there's also, I mean, you also get a full set of instructions, and almost all of them have measurements. So if you like something, you can recreate the card, which I
Oh,
usually
that's
wind up
cool.
doing a
They
lot
have
of.
measurements. Awesome.
But and then like if you go multiple years, all those things get stuck in a Google Drive somewhere. So it's like you can always go back and look at them if you want to. But it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Is this so
Yep.
clarification, Jay?
Yeah,
So you get
that's
the
how it works,
kit,
Susan.
but you pass each shoebox around, so you share the stamps or dice that go with it. Share?
Correct. So we have a big table
Oh,
where all the boxes go. So basically, like I would pick up a box of somebody else's project and do the project and then put the box back and then keep doing that. So,
how do you
you
know
know,
that you've not gotten one of those boxes yet? Like you mixed up.
they provide a nice list. They provide like a checkoff list if you want to keep track of
Ah,
it.
okay, okay.
But
That was
I never get all
fun.
of them done. But it's always I mean I like it. I like it because I see so many design team projects. It's really interesting to see projects from people who aren't on design teams, right? Because like
Yes. There are
when you're
actually a
doing work
lot of,
for
very talented people, Jay, right? Though not in design teams, but they're amazing, right?
well, and they're less bound to like I want to use all Spellbinders stuff or I want to use I'm trying to do a
Yeah.
project to showcase this. So it's sort of uh, it's pretty creative.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks, Jay. I'm excited to hear from you on that one. I'm not sure though if you're going this year or next year.
It's going to be in 2026. So
Ah, okay. So
it's after Christmas. It's in the spring usually, but
so it's not like every year. It's every year, but not during Christmas.
correct. It's every year, but not during Christmas. But
Oh,
I don't know.
why?
I
Why
think I'm
do I
doing
have in my
the
mind that you did it during Christmas?
probably
I
because
thought
I
it's
do a Christmas sale with my mom every year. So there's always a lot of like, let's make a bunch of
oh,
Christmas cards.
oh
Which I haven't
yes,
made any Christmas cards in 2025. So we should probably do that soon. But
oh yes,
I
because you
completely
got
forgot
very
about
busy.
Christmas
I
in
I
July.
remember. Yeah, earlier this year
Yeah,
you were
there's been a
so
lot of
busy.
like I don't know. There's been a lot of real life work stuff going on that has taken a lot
Yeah.
more time. So
Same
I don't know.
here. I didn't go live for almost 3 months. Right? So I was like in and out, maybe. So people was like saying, "We saw you change your schedule 7 times." You said you're gonna go live on a Wednesday, and then you moved it every hour on the hour until it became the next day, and then you moved it into the other day, and so I just said, you know what? I'm just not gonna post anything. I'll just take a rest. That was so confusing for a lot of people. Oh my
Well, I
gosh.
mean, it's tough because people look forward to like seeing people they like to watch on the internet, but it's sort of like you hope that it's exciting news, and it's really like, no, I'm doing boring adult stuff. Sorry about that.
Oh my goodness. So are you done, Jay? Hyla, next
I
what are
think
you doing
so.
for us, my love? All right. So Wims, thank you.
Yeah,
You
let
know,
me.
for
Let
when
me.
every time Jay Wims, gives me suggestion or compliments me,
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
tickled. I'm tickled pink. You know why? Because Wims is a real, artist. Really, she took
Hmm.
fine arts. So whenever she gives something like that, I was like, yes. It's like I feel as if yay. If there's a quiz, I got perfect. That feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because
Well,
there are
it's
so
funny
many things
because
that
there.
I'm not good at, right? But I am, always a constant work in progress. So thanks, Wim.
Well, and
Oh,
it's like I have well, actually a couple companies I worked with over the years, and it's like
mhm.
the people who run the companies are like master colorists, and
Mm-hmm.
can do like the whole, Copic thing perfectly. And then like
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, and they say things nice about my cards, and I'm like, but my coloring is awful. Like, I mean, it's not awful, but like, it's not like art level doing it.
Yeah.
But
Because
I mean,
Wims will really tell me like, okay, use this mamilala. Okay, add this.
oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yes, there was a time, when we were still, well, basically everybody was at home, right? So
Hmm.
she will really help me, okay, try using this color or add this onto that, right? So she has really helped me find confidence in coloring. I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know which color to do, which color to use. So she would guide me through it until
Oh, that's
finally,
cool.
I just said, you know what? Anyway, she said it can always be whimsical. It doesn't have to be like,
True.
very perfect. Because you know how I am, like a perfectionist, has to
Yep.
always make sense and stuff like that. So it doesn't have to all the time, right? So still a constant work in progress, but I think the thing that's different now, Jay, is that I am not as scared to make a mistake.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
good.
now it's like I make a mistake, that's fine. That is a learning opportunity still. It will realize, oh, I didn't like that. I'm not gonna do that. Right? So at least you learn.
I agree. I'll make you big if you want to show off your page to
Oh,
folks.
all right, all right. So
There's,
okay, we're done. Okay, we've been babbling. Sorry guys, you know how it is.
oh, no worries.
I love, I told Jay, Jay, I love
Oh, I
being
like that.
jumping onto your channel because I'm not the host. I can just relax. It's so nice. All right. So again, this is my take on the come on. All right, there you go. Sorry about my dirty hands. All right. So I've basically mixed a little bit of no, different kinds of things onto here. So the background of this one, this is actually a die cut paper of an A2 size. It's waves. I used this one. If anybody
Oh,
is interested to know, hold on. I'm just looking. This is a Hero Arts fancy dies.
oh,
And it
that's
is
cool.
actually wave and see confetti. Okay. And I think I got this on super sale, probably Hobby Lobby or something in the past. Right. And so this was like this size. I just cut it into half and then did it like that. And then the background, I just inked, different colors of blue, whatever I could grab my hands on. Okay. And this one is actually a die cut of a stream. Again, our verse talked about,
Oh, cool.
ever flowing, never ending stream. Right. So I wish I had one that was bigger. I'm trying to look for the dye I used. Oh, I cannot. Oh, there it is. Right. So it is this one. Sorry about my hands. It's very dirty because I did inking, right? So this is what it looks. Oh,
Oh,
this is
that's really
one.
nice.
I actually didn't use this. I was supposed to
Oh,
use that, but then I realized that I like this one better with the
mm-hmm,
reflection of, you know, um, that because there's like a reflection. So you know how it is when
mm-hmm,
you find something like this. It's very calming, right? And you're like by the
mm-hmm.
banks. It's like I feel that there is more calmness in this one. So I did this twice over and I made use of scraps from my, again, whenever we do mono printing, if you want to see how that's done, check out T and Dawn's collaboration every Friday on T's Not Afraid of Color channel. They do a lot of mono printing every now and then. I do have also several videos or live streams where I did that. So if you want to check that out as well.
Oh,
So
I see. So
these
you
are
die
the
cut out as a
rejects,
monoprint.
right?
Oh,
So
that's clever.
so I never throw them because I said it
You
would
never
have
know.
been okay if it's just just the regular white. I colored it with green. It would have been more realistic, so to speak. But then, I just really wanted to use this, right? So that's why it looked like that. So it would actually take you a while to realize that that is actually like a stream and this is the reflection. This is the water. At any rate, it's okay because this one, should resonate with me, because faith
Yeah.
journal is meant to be personal. It's for you, so there is no right or wrong way, right? So do not let, like, the crafting part or the art part prevent you from doing faith journaling. You don't even need to do all these things that we're doing, right? So just writing your thoughts, how the scripture, talk to you or spoke to you somehow, is more than enough. But if you are actually a crafty person, you do card making, scrapbooking, so those things you can actually use for your faith journaling. And so the rest, Jay, basically, so that, you know what do you call this, upper part, so you see how that somehow there's mottling. Okay, and I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe because that's the effect of, remember I told you, I what do you call this, I prep this with gesso.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe that is the effect of not actually putting down gesso on all the paper. That's
Oh,
why you
that's
would see at
cool.
the back that there's part that
Yeah.
where it really bled. And I think that
No,
is why you
I
have
like it.
that, right? So I said
It's
it's
a really
okay,
nice effect.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just use, this to come up with that, and just again use several blues. I don't even care if they match or what. It doesn't matter. And then I got this watercolor paper, okay, so that I bought before. And then it comes in like that. So I just cut into four, like an ATC size card, so that if I do need to make something like this, all right. So these are some of the cards that I did before. Okay, so when we did a class with Jo Pescasio of Papel at Iba Pa, so these were some of my outputs for that one. So just like what
Oh,
I
neat.
used here, okay, I also use the magicals. The thing I like about the magicals is they're magical, because even though it's color blue jay, when
Mm-hmm.
you actually spritz water onto it, it can have a different color into it. Maybe there's a bit of a red there, or a green, or what have you. There it goes, my camera going bonkers again. All right, so this is basically what I did. And since I did
Oh, so those are
smushing,
those are magicals as well?
yes, so if you would
Oh,
see,
cool.
okay, you can see some shimmer,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And look at that blue. That blue actually contains something like a darker blue. So this one actually contained a little bit of yellow. So that's why it's magical, because other colors might still be there, and it's shiny, shimmery. You don't no can see it, but there is that shimmery effect, and I love it. And so since I did a little bit of smooshing, so it's like I did another one. Okay, so that I can use for whatever later. Right. And then these are, how it is when you die cut, you have extras from the past.
Yep.
Okay, so this was supposed to be a border. Okay, a border of a leaf. So I just cut it, because this is square and this is not. So I just put
Mm-hmm.
on both sides. And then this is actually rub on cake from 49th and Market. And then on top of, just doing magicals and stuff, I added marks onto that by using stencils. It would have been better if I had the stamps, but I'm so lazy to go and get the stamps. So I just use stencils and varying colors, okay, to make the mark of the cross and then the rainbow. And if you can see, there's actually some, circles there as well. And okay, the focal point would be the main verse for today, and my take and prayer for it down below.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's, of course, justice, because basically that is for me, okay, the word that somehow when I see and hear would remind me of this one. Because you know why, Jay? Because for me, I have that tendency of, when it comes to justice, I want it done my way, my
Uh,
timing. So it's a reminder for me as well to, justice is not yours, Lala. The time, okay, justice is the Lord's. Okay, it's a promise that He gives everyone, okay, who, surrenders their life to Jesus, makes Him a Lord and Savior. But how justice is to be done and when it's going to be done is not for, me to say. So
Hmm.
that's my, my layout for this month's faith journaling. And Jay, I would like to thank you so much for choosing this beautiful, wonderful, inspiring verse for us for tonight. All right. So
You're
let's
welcome.
see Jace.
Oh, and Wim said that you could use some of your extras for ATCs, which I think is a great idea.
Yes, that's why. Yeah, that's what I did. Where's that? Okay, yeah. So this one, Wims, I haven't. Where is it? What am I doing? Oh, there. That's the extra one. See, they're
Yeah.
like mirror image. So I did
Oh,
that
that's really
one, that
cool.
one, that one. So I have an extra. There you go.
Alrighty. I
Taster.
kind of cheated today, actually, because most of this is like a piece of scene like scrapbooking paper. So the otter was here, and I liked it because it sort of reminds me of the River of Justice. So I thought that was kind of my thing. And then, per usual, I wrote out the verse because I always like doing that. I feel like it sticks in my head better. So as you can see, like I've done it for all of them so
And you
far.
know what, Jay? I like your handwriting. It has a very distinct look to it. It could be, a new font, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
Right? Because it's very readable. I don't think you would be able to read mine, but I like that, even from afar, Jay, I can read it. That could be a font. Let's
Oh,
call that
good.
J.
And then I added some bling, and I cut this piece a little short, so I put down sort of a border, which I kind of like because it sort of grounds it. But that was pretty much my inspiration. I don't know. I like how it came out. It's very eclectic. So I think that's one thing that Lala pointed out that I didn't talk about earlier is that like these are basically for you. So kind of like art journaling generally, like it doesn't have to please anybody else. So if it's like I know a lot of people have said, and I think you hit on this earlier, right? Like some people don't want to do the whole like this much stuff kind of journaling, but you can just
Mhm.
do. I mean,
Yeah,
like this is just a journal, right? So
yeah,
like I
you
could
can
just write
write.
in this too.
Mm.
So like I would say like if it's something you're interested in getting into, you can just do it however it brings you joy, right? And like
Mm.
but I've had a lot of fun with these streams, and it's always nice sort of getting Lala's opinion on things and seeing how we do different things with the same ideas. So next
Yes.
month we'll be back over on Lala's channel. So keep an eye out. She usually schedules all her stuff earlier in the month, like at the beginning of the month. So there'll probably be something for
Actually, Jay
September there.
schedules earlier than me. But I will. I
Well,
will.
I usually schedule when I think of it, and then I just do a whole bunch of them at once. But yeah.
So I do,
Um,
but I will do it at least a week before my friends. At least, okay. So I hope I can schedule it even earlier than that. All right. So that we will be back for faith journaling, Jay and I. So do we do our face cam, Jay?
yeah, we can do that.
All right.
I don't think
So
I
I
think we
have it.
talked a little bit about
Yeah.
upcoming things for both of us.
Oh,
I
okay.
am playing with. So there's a couple of videos coming up on my channel relating to more crafty Stampco stuff because I'm playing with
Ooh,
their
love it.
kit of the month, which I guess I could show you because it's like right here.
Yes. Oh,
If I
please do. Okay. And I think something just finished. Is that correct? The retreat? Was it them?
Yeah, her retreat just finished, but
Okay, very
this
good.
is the upcoming September Crafty Crew kit, which you
Okay.
can pre-order until the
Yeah, maybe
15th.
you want to make
But
yourself big or the overhead
I
so we
can
can
if
all
yeah, I could do
yep.
that if you want to
Yeah, so we
if you
can
want to
all see
see
it.
all the things.
Yes. Let's see all the
There
things.
I am. We'll just not that one. There we go. So they all come in these cute little pouches, which I love because then you don't lose all your things. Um, but basically the color inspiration I took this out of the pad because I lose pads quickly. This is
Oh,
sort of the color
retro.
inspiration. So it's very retro. It's not brown tinged retro. So if you
Uh-huh.
prefer like a 70s vibe, you could certainly overink this with um, like vintage photo or something like that. But you get a lot of these sort of rainbow inspired pad pieces. And then Then there's some like more of your busy kind of pattern paper, which I like because you have a whole bunch of little things. And there's also
Mm.
a lava lamp one that's pretty cool. And then
Do
you
you
have sort of
ever
your
cut out
rainbow and
those little
flowers.
things, Jay? Just out of the blue. When they have images like that, have you ever tried actually die cutting or fuzzy cutting any of those images and use as an ephemera?
Yeah, I cheated and used my scan and cut to do it, but yeah. Um,
Awesome.
and then there's some sort of like blobby ones. In the stencil, well, I should say, I guess for people not familiar with this product, you
Mhm.
always get a pad of paper, you always get a stencil, and you always get 2 stamp sets. And then if
This is called
you're,
a Crafty Crew kit, and it comes out every
it is.
month. Yes.
Yeah, if you click on it, well, not right now, but if you click on my channel, there's an unboxing of this whole thing, and if you want a link to it, it's on there.
It's
But
there? Okay. Maybe you can also
yeah,
put the link here in this video.
I
Right?
guess
In
I
case somebody
could.
watches on replay, right? So if you're
Yeah,
watching
I
on
will do
replay,
that.
yes, so Jay will update because this is pretty.
Yep. Yeah, and if you're a subscriber, so you can buy these like ad hoc on a single monthly basis, but if you're a
Uh-huh.
subscriber, the subscribers always get an extra thing. So this month it was this fun little sequin mix.
Oh, that's
They're
so
really iridescent.
cute.
Yeah, they would, and I like these because they're flat. I mean, all this stuff is kind of nail art inspired, obviously, but like, I mean, not
Oh, that's similar to
this
nail art.
particular kit, but a lot of the bling for card making is very like inspired by nail art stuff. But these are flat, so you
Mhm.
could glue these on, and just use them as bling too, which would be really pretty.
Beautiful.
Um, and I think my favorite thing this time is the stencil because you get these cool like 60s icons essentially.
Correct. And you can even use that for Christmas, Jay.
You could like these would work really well as stars, and like
Yes.
this would be great for retro Christmas actually.
Yeah,
Because
no,
someone
now
did,
that would be fun, Jay, right? So remember, Not
someone
Too
did
Shabby
that.
came up with a pink, right? Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can have like a retro Christmas.
Yeah, and like because it's a stencil, right? Like you could take if you
Mm,
wanted to add this to anything else you had that's already Christmas inspired, you could do that too.
mm,
But I
yeah.
think the stencil was my maybe favorite ish. I don't know. It's hard. These stamps are really cute. So we have Meadow
Yeah. That's
in
always
her
Meadow.
little
They always have Meadow,
yeah.
or what's the name of the guy? Meadow
Steven is
and
the guy. He
again, what's the
Steven.
name?
Steven.
Steven. All right, Steven. That's so cute.
So you have Meadow. She does have. I like that there's small stamps in this because these are really good if you want to do
What's
like
she wearing,
if you're
Jay?
she's wearing a little like 60s mod shirt and a top kind of.
Oh, okay. That's so
So she's
cool.
got sort of a very and she's got some 60s boots on as well. So it's sort of like the short dress and boots kind of thing that was really popular in the 60s. And you have sort of peace sign and flower glasses if you want to use those on her as well. Which obviously like they have a lot of characters that are this size, so in theory you could use those sunglasses on a lot of different stamp sets you might already have. And then the other one is the this adorable like VW
Oh,
bus
that
inspired
reminds
stamp.
me of Scooby Doo.
It's very similar, but you get all these cats and dogs that you are basically sized so they will fit in the windows.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's so cute, Jay. Okay,
you
I
can
can't
put them
wait.
in
Did you
like
already have a project made for this? Not yet.
I haven't posted one yet, but one is
Okay,
coming soon.
coming soon. Coming soon.
But the
Oh,
thing I like that they did this time, and I don't know if they did this before, but the font on all these sentiments are the same, so you could use all of them together. But yeah,
wow.
like sometimes in the past it's been different fonts, I think, but I
Uh-huh.
like that they're, and
Yeah, that's
there's a lot
true.
of like take it easy. There's a lot of very versatile
So,
sentiments
is there
here.
like peace, like
Yeah, I'm
groove,
sure there is
yeah,
peace. Yeah, it's all that kind of stuff.
love? The 70s. All
Yep,
right, that's
just
beautiful.
like
So
that.
this is the
So anyway, that was
crafty stamp
the Crafty
co
Crew kit.
crew kit. Yes,
Yep.
it's called the crew kit. Yes.
I think have you had them in real life? I can't remember. I feel like you've had definitely worked with their
Yeah,
products, but I
once,
don't know.
once. Yes, I did. I
Oh,
did.
okay, but
And that's why I know it's amazing. But some of
yeah,
them
I'm a big
through
fan.
Kendra's Card Challenge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Yes.
just like that she's got a distinctive art style, and I like that because like you see the drawings and you know that you know whose drawing it is. I mean,
Yes,
Greeting
just like
Farm is like
remember
that
Jay,
too, where
the greeting farm. It's
yeah.
always the Anya, the Daniel, right? So they have a regular set of characters, and they just go with the vibe. So they change dress, they change accessories, right? But it's pretty really nice. I
Well,
love
I
that.
like
The
it because then if
mystery
you
machine.
have
Oh,
multiple
is
of
that
them,
what
you
you
can
call
kind of
it,
mix and
Jay?
match.
The
Hmm?
mystery machine for Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, that's from Scooby Doo.
Oh
Actually, let me
gosh.
see if I can grab. I'll see if I can't grab the link quick since we're
All
talking
right. So
about it.
that's coming up for Jay. But there is actually already an unboxing of that one. Okay. So we
We'll see
can
if I
check
can
that
get.
out. So are you going live this Monday as usual? So it's Sunday
Yeah, I'm.
actually for you, right?
Yep, I will be
Mhm.
live on Sunday.
Mhm. Guys, don't listen to me because I'm ahead. So it's Sunday. It's Sunday, guys. Sunday. All right.
Yeah, I mean it's Sunday in the U.S. It's Monday in Asia. So
Yes, it's Monday
let's
morning for
see.
me.
I'm.
It's Sunday afternoon. Is it evening? No, evening. It's about 6 p.m., right, Jay? For you.
Yep,
Because
it's
it's
6 p.m.
sometimes,
Central or a different
unless Jay
time.
suddenly, decides to go live early, like 3 in the morning for me. Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes I've done that. Yeah, and I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh shoot,
I was like,
it's
whoa, Jay
it's a
is
different
already
time.
done.
Oh,
Oh,
what am I doing? I'm.
so fun. All right. So, what else is coming up, Jay? How about
I
Christmas?
think
I mean, vlog. I know going live every day in December. Is that something that's going to happen this year for
I
you?
might. I
For the
probably.
advent calendar?
I'd like to. I would like to do that. So I think if
Yeah.
I get an advent calendar, I'll probably do that because I've enjoyed doing the advents. But realistically, we could also just do Christmas cards as well.
Mm. Okay,
But anyway,
excited
I
for
think
that.
that
Yeah. Oh, there's the link, guys,
yeah,
for the Crafty Crew kit.
yep, and
Yes.
there we go. But uh, but I don't know. I think that's about all that's going on with me. And I don't know if there's anything you want to suggest people watch, Lala. I'm sure you're in a bunch of hops
All
and stuff
right.
coming up.
So actually, it's going to happen in a day or so. No, it's
Oh,
actually
cool.
Monday morning for me, 7 a.m. That's actually night time for you guys, right? So it's 6 a.m. Central, 7, no, not 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Central, 7
Okay.
p.m. Eastern. So it's 7 a.m. the next day, Monday, okay, for me. And I'm going to be part of the Candace Card Challenge 19 live stream for the month of August. And our feature for this live stream, Jay, of course, is going to be this time around the card making kits, right? So,
Ooh.
and our guest, okay, is none other than Crafty Al. Yes,
Oh,
Alicia
very
will
cool.
be joining us in the hub, of course. And as usual, I'll be the last in the hub. So I hope you stay to the last because that's going to be me,
Oh,
right?
yes.
So, and everybody's showing you samples of the cards they got as sampler kits. I know. Yes,
So are
as
these the
mystery
physical kits or are
kits.
these the digital ones?
Oh no, these are physical ones.
Oh,
If you are
okay,
part
cool.
of the
Oh, I like those.
VIP,
Those were
yes, the VIP are the
yeah.
VIP, then you get that box which can create about 15 or more cards. So perfect to accompany your card Candace card challenge. But what
Yep.
I'm showing, and I think I'm the only one that's showing that because I'm the one that's international in this live stream hop, are the sampler kits,
Oh,
right? So
cool.
if you feel overwhelmed because there's so many, if you don't want the full, sorry about that. Okay, I
I
banged
thought
my
that was great.
okay, right?
I
The
love
sampler
that.
kits. So it's just enough for you to make 2 to 3 cards. So I'll show you how many I actually am able to create. So for that, for the sampler kits to be able to get that J, you just need to be part of the all access. Okay, so you get the
Okay.
mystery sampler kits. So just the sampler. Okay, so a smaller version of the full mystery card kit. Okay, so of course, if you're international like me, you still get that. But of course, if you get like the bigger boxes, so you do need to pay extra for the shipping. Okay, because the price actually does not include, okay, that part of the shipping, because you actually get so many other things. So that's gonna happen. Okay, August 10 J for you guys, and that's gonna be August 11 7 a.m. for me. So for those mga kababayan, nagising na po ng 7 o'clock ng umaga, I hope you can join us. All right. And other than that, of course, I have another mood board challenge video coming up on the 21st of August
Ooh, yay.
as inspiration. So, yes, the mood board challenge, Jay, is actually one of the challenges which you can join this time around from Not Too Shabby, right? So, Not Too
Okay,
Shabby
well, I
has
think
been
my paper is
releasing,
coming today, so
right,
I'm
so
excited.
many awesome products, right? Lints, and then Megs, and then of course they have the, box of the month, right? So and then the mood board is there to help you, challenge yourself. Maybe you're in a rut, or maybe you just want to do something different. So we give you like a color palette, and if you will use a Not Too Shabby product, you can submit up to 3 projects. I say project because you
Oh,
can
that's
actually,
cool.
create anything. So, awesome, design team for Mood Board Challenge will actually showcase different projects, because we receive different items as well, not exactly the same. And even though
Oh, that's
there
neat.
will be similarities to the products, but of course, we all what our personal takes on it. So I hope that you will join us for that one. It's so easy. Just go to nottooShabbyShop.com, go to their blog. And on the blog, at the end of the blog, there is like what is the word? I forgot if it's submit or join. Okay, I have to get back to you on that. I forgot what that, but there's a bottom at the there's a something at the bottom where you put your name and where you upload your actual project. And of
Yeah, it's
course, do
kinda
you
like a
know that?
link deli, right? Or
Yes,
like a link Z links with a
yes,
Z or something, right? It's one of those kind of
exactly.
things where it's like, you don't actually need a link, you just need to, like,
Yeah,
upload the photo, and then
upload,
they
upload.
pick
Yes.
from the photos.
And you actually can win something, Jay. Of course, you already get to do an awesome project for yourself that you can give away. On top of that, if you win, you get a $15 gift certificate for you to use and shop, for your favorite not too shabby products. There you go. And
That's
of
pretty
course,
cool.
my SIDA craft every day in August. This is really for beginners. And that's why I really have to thank Wim, Susan, also in the chat right now, for always being there. Even sometimes just saying hi, sometimes being there for the full show, because it's utterly for beginners. Because lately, Jay, I have been, asked so many times over about, can you please take a photo of what adhesive can I buy or start with? How
Oh,
about
yeah.
papers? Right? So I said, okay, might as well do a series
Well, it's
on,
confusing if you're new, right? Because you don't
right?
wanna spend, like,
Exactly.
$1,000 on stuff, but it's I
And then you see
remember,
people,
like
yeah, right there, and you see people
well, and
coming
I
up with
mean, like
projects like, I want to buy that. I want to
yeah.
buy that. Yeah. So that's why I said, okay, I'll
Well, I
make
think
a
the beginner
series.
videos on my channel have done better than anything else too, because it's like I did one that was sort of like
Oh
and
yeah, I remember
maybe
you
you
did.
should
I
do
think
this if you haven't done it, but like it was like what stuff do you need to really get started? Like if
I
you
did.
want to
I
not
know you
spend a
did this,
bajillion
Jay.
dollars.
Yeah. So guys, you better check out Jay's playlist, because I
But it
remember
was sort
he
of like,
did
like,
also.
well, because kind of like everything else, it's like you don't want to buy the cheapest paper trimmer ever because you want it to work for a while. But it's sort of like, well, I think
Yeah.
the real issue is like, I don't know. It's sort of the getting around the you don't actually need a die cut machine or a scan and cut to do this. So,
Yeah.
like like what, so anyway, I think Kenra's card challenge is actually a really good place to start for that, honestly, because it's like, well, you
True.
have all these layouts and none of them are specifically requiring that you have a specific thing. But anyway,
Yeah, so you have a
oh
little bit
yeah,
of a leeway. So you can actually copy as
yeah.
is, or if you make a mistake, that's fine. You can always okay, make it your own, right? Yeah. So this series I'm doing for Craft Everyday in August again is inspired by a dear friend of mine, who actually is going through, something, and she said she just wanted to start making, scrapbooks, and then she
Oh,
visited
okay.
me, and then
Uh
she saw the cards that were, displayed in my center and
oh. Uh huh.
my club hub. Oh, these are beautiful, these are gorgeous. And from scrapbooking, eventually she said, I think I want more the card making. And then she started messaging me about what things to buy, what are this and that. And so I said, okay, so that she can watch it again and again and again. But again, Jay, I
Yeah.
would really like to thank you and everybody else who have jumped in on the chat. That is really not meant for you guys because you are not beginners, but I know that you guys were there just to support. And I really appreciate that everybody actually was also giving out tips, right? Because we
Oh,
may
that's
have,
yeah.
because I'm not like, I don't know anything and everything about, whatever are the basics. I'm sure there were things that I might not have used, but you have had used. And so people also share their own takes when they were, a beginner. And so if that's something that resonates with you, or if you know anyone who is actually wanting to start out as, a paper crafter, just like me and Jay, primarily, then please, yes, send them over to my channel and hopefully they will like this series. So that's it, Jay. 3 hours
Okay.
later.
Well,
All
thanks for
right.
coming. Great to see everybody. I don't think I have anything super new that we haven't touched on already. There will be
Mhm.
some Crafty Samco videos this week, and then I'll be back tomorrow. I think or Monday if you're in Asia for the
Yes,
usual Sunday
it's
night
Monday. Yes,
crafting,
Sunday night.
and think we'll look through some stuff that I spent money on from Spellbinders that I blame Shanna for. But I wanted to, and I will show
Love
folks.
you,
I'm not going to
Shanna.
open it, but I'll show the Halloween countdown as well. So
What,
anyway,
Jay? You're not gonna hold on. What are you not gonna show?
I'm not going to open the individual doors on the countdown until September
Oh, this is for the
for
Halloween.
the Halloween one. But I'll show every. I also picked up the Spellbinders Christmas kit
What
of
a
the year, so I think.
cliffhanger, Jay.
Yeah, I know. I see. I like some people are like, I want to just open everything and then make videos, but I tend to just I like to
Yeah,
do them in
that's
order
me. A
and
very
actually
low
be
EQ.
surprised.
But it's
Yeah,
okay.
no, someone else told me we had gotten the same advent calendar, and I was like
Mhm.
working through it, and they're like, "Aren't you excited to see what's next?" And my friend was like, "No." As soon as it came, I opened everything and just organized it. Okay, but
Oh my goodness. Oh, we have Dawn in the
oh, hey,
chat. Hi,
Dawn,
Dawn.
welcome. How are you?
Oh, this is what we want, Jay. I also, okay, for me,
Yeah,
Advent calendar, speaking of Advent calendar, Jay, I still want to do Spellbinders, Stitchmas, and the regular Advent calendar. And I want to do Pink and Main. I really love, what they did last year. So just like you, I think I want
yeah.
the Pink and Main
I want
too.
to try theirs. The only thing about theirs that kind of made me a little sad is like you'll often get 2 days in a row where like day one is the stamp and day two is the coordinating die.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was kind of like, is that really 2 days? But I mean, it's also like, do you really want an advent calendar I mean, there's
Yeah.
also like a
How
cost
about the
component
tailored
of it too.
expressions? Was it tailored expressions, Jay? How much was
I
that?
haven't tried those. No, theirs was not that expensive. I mean, I think it was.
Because I
I
remember
didn't think it was super
Spellbinders was about
expensive.
80, 85, something like that, right?
Yeah, I think tailored expressions was about the same.
Or was
I'm
it
curious
100?
if I don't think Spellbinders was that expensive.
Oh, maybe because I had
Colored
to
Expression and Pink and Main
ship
might have
it.
been 100. I don't know. Like I'm not that thrown by $100 advent calendar as long as there's like value in things I'm going to use in it, you know.
Mhm. What was it
But
that
I
Yvette used other than I know she did Spellbinders and Pink and Main. What was the other? There was another one she did. It could be
I don't
tailored
recall.
expressions.
Yeah, Tailored
Hmm.
Expressions I'm kind of interested to try because I don't have a lot of their products. So I feel like Tailored Expressions I wouldn't run the risk of buying something similar to something I have, but I also only own
Mm.
only a fraction of Pink and Main stuff, so both would be
But I
good.
like
So I
that,
guess we'll have to figure
I
it out.
actually was encouraged to do that series by Jay when he did the Paper Society, right? It was Paper Society. I
Yeah,
think, yeah, that year you did that.
I like
I
that
said,
one. That was
Jay,
interesting.
hop on.
Although Craft Stash is out of business now, but
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, I like it.
Oh,
Or
that's
maybe there's the
sad.
U.S. Craft Stash. I don't know. The company is
Oh,
re-engineering or something, but
oh, maybe coming up with a, better version of themselves.
maybe
We'll see. We'll see.
could be.
All right.
But anyway, thanks for hanging out. It was great
Thank
to see
you.
everybody, and I don't know. I will see you Sunday, and Lala will also see you Sunday over on her channel. So good to see
Yes.
everybody.
Morning.
Hope you have a great rest of your morning or evening or whatever it is for you. See ya.
Bye. God bless.
If I find my
Bye.
mouse, that's always the question, isn't it?